All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, seem basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace, the Nippy was the street savior. Got my credit right now, I need acres. Gotta turn your dirty money into clean paper. Trying to own a franchise without a key player. I go through hoes like I weave laces. Tree blazers, let they mama noodles be flavored. Meat takers that be acting like the sacred. You bust in, you would think they on their knees praying. Then I slide like a screensaver. When I'm done, make some scrambled eggs, cheese bacon. Then it's on to the next, I ain't a speed dater. Little bitch ain't gon' hear from me till weeks later. I don't see no things changing. Kids still dodging bullets like they seen Matrix. These young niggas really need saving, but OGs won't teach them that the street's dangerous. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby.
Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good, man? We back full effect, live and direct with my boxing family, man. You already know I had to chill for a little bit, man. It's been college football weekend, man. So I've been tapped in on the college football side heavy, man. But you already know the boxing side ain't never left nowhere, man. You already know we always live with the boxing shit. So that ain't nothing. That ain't about nothing. You feel me? But definitely glad to be here with my peoples today, man. I got a crazy show lined up. I got a lot of content to go over from the last few days up until today. We gonna cook up a lot of shit. Of course, we got the Bud and Canelo fight on the horizon. Less than 2 weeks now. A lot of shit going on, man. A little bit, man, for sure. Let me salute to my peoples, man. All things, man. Salute to my brother, man. All things, man. You heard my dog. Smash the like button for sure. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. You already know the vibes, man. Salute to my brother, all things, man. One of the YouTube goats out here, man, for sure. You feel me? And salute to my sister, Jag Queen Boxing in the building. You feel me? Make sure y'all definitely subscribe to my sister, man. She working her ass off. She monetized up over there. Definitely, man. Subscribe to my sister, man. Support my sister much as fucking possible. Please do. Please do. And you already know my boy Isaiah, what you doing in the building, man. Salute my dog, Isaiah, what you doing, man. What's good, brother? What's good, man? What's good, man? So, shit, we ain't gonna even hold on too long to what we got going on for real for the day. Let's go ahead and get to some of. I like to get to some fuckery to start the show off. So let's get to some fuckery to start the show off. So let's start with the Haney guy. So we gonna get into some fuckery. Let's get into the fuckery right out the gate. All right, so Devin Haney, man, he tweets out the other day, man, because of course Naji from Cigar Talk, he got an interview with Ryan Garcia that just dropped a couple days ago. So here goes Devin Haney. He calls Naji from Cigar Talk a sellout. And then you see Naji, he comment under the tweet and spells his name correctly because the man Devin Haney misspelled his name. So let's go ahead and get to this right here. So then you got Naji responded. Naji says, left hook must still have you not seeing straight because I'm the realest interviewer in the game. Your feelings are misguided, young man. Tighten up and make sure you're focused on be norm. Tough fight ahead. And then Devin, of course, responds. He says, you prove my point, Vic. It's about time niggas like you start getting the shit slapped out of them. Nigga, you can't fight a lick and talking about a left hook. So you got Devin Haney responding aggressive to Naji right here, man. And here goes Naji response right here. Naji says, you're right. I'm not a professional fighter. I'm a content creator. Ryan Garcia interview dropping tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that man Naji, man, of course, right here with this whole back and forth right here, bro. Salute to my brother Mike M in the building, man. Salute, bro. Salute, salute, bro. We just getting started. We just getting started. So, man, just going back, man. You got Devin coming out the gate saying Naji a sellout, and then though Naji responded to him, telling him that he ain't seeing straight because of that left hook and everything, and saying that his feelings is misguided and that Devin need to tighten up. Which is this is real shit. Because this is what I'm gonna say about this. The Haneys always do shit like this and try to pertain something within boxing with race, bro. And this shit be getting corny as hell. Corny as hell, bro. Corny as hell. Big Bob Gun in the building. Salute my dog, man. Salute, bro. Yeah, this shit be corny as hell, bro. Cause look at it. All right, Ryan Garcia did an interview with Ring Champs, right? Whole interview with Ring Champs first. Devin Haney just did an interview with Ring Champs this past week, and it just dropped this past week. Devin Haney ain't say shit to Ring Champs about them interviewing Ryan Garcia. Where's the same energy? Like the energy gotta be the same. It gotta be the same across the whole board. It just can't be half-ass. You feel me? Salute to my brother Darius Warren in the building, man. Salute, brother. Salute, salute. Yeah, the energy gotta be reciprocated across the board. You feel me? It just can't be all. Oh, Naji is sell out. Shit, Ring Champs interviewed Ryan Garcia before you, Devin. So where was the energy? Because you just recently did an interview with Ring Champs. You can't pick and choose who you want to go at, bro. That shows that this shit is emotional right here from Devin Haney right here. He calls Naji a sellout. That boy Naji tell him left hook must still have you not seeing straight because I'm the realest interviewer in the game. Your feelings are misguided, young man. Tighten up. Focus on your fight with B Norm. You worried about the wrong shit. You worried about the wrong shit. Yeah, Naji interviewed Ryan Garcia. Okay, it is what it fucking is. Naji's going to do what he want to do. He's a content creator. He's trying to create content and make the best content he possibly fucking can for the boxing world. That's what he's trying to do. Whether it's got to be interviewing Ryan Garcia, motherfucking Tank Davis, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Naji's going to try to get an interview with whoever he can in the boxing world. That's just simple facts of the fucking matter. He's interviewed a lot of people across the board. Now, do I understand for as the Haneys in the aspect for as they like, oh man, Shit, you did all of that shit with Tiafimo talking about standing up and for Tiafimo and black people and all of that shit with Tiafimo, and then you gonna go and interview Ryan Garcia. But this the thing. Ryan Garcia, yeah, he said some wild shit with the George Floyd shit and all of that shit. Yeah, nasty work. You know what I'm saying? And he apologized for that shit. And we ain't really heard no racist shit from Ryan since for real. And I ain't defending Ryan on the racist shit at all because yeah, he did do some racist ass shit when he spoke about that shit. You feel me? But I'm just saying in general, in the case far as Ryan Garcia, Naji, he's going to run content with whoever the fuck he want. He don't give a fuck about y'all fighters on how y'all feel on who he fucking running content with. That's just the simple fact of the fucking matter. And like I said with Devin Haney, you can't have the energy be reciprocated to Naji when you should have had the same energy with Ring Chance because you just interviewed with them and they interviewed Ryan Garcia before you. That's why I said you can't pick and choose who the fuck you want to, clap at in this shit, bro. And it definitely shows right here that y'all hear me now? Let me see. I'm good now. Let me know. It definitely shows that the Haneys they pick and choose who they want to attack with their emotions and shit. Like, and this is pure emotion right here. Because at the same time, Devin Haney definitely always going at somebody that talks negative about them. Why can't y'all just hear some negativity and just keep it pushing and focus on what y'all need to focus on, and which is November 22nd? That's the problem we having right here. Like they get too emotional. They too in their feelings about shit that ain't about shit. Who gives a shit if Nazi's interviewing Ryan Garcia? Only they do. And they make it a race thing. But the energy's not the same across the board for everybody else. We ain't saying shit about fucking Bill Haney when he up here posting pictures of fucking posting videos at a damn what is it? Where was he at? He was at one of the damn zoos and shit, and then he see a fucking a monkey, and he said Abdul Wahid and shit. We ain't talking about that shit. They like calling motherfuckers monkeys and all of this shit. You know what I mean? Posting people's mug shots and all of that. Like that's what I'm saying. No, not about to do that. Y'all can't talk no race shit when y'all be fucking downplaying a lot of the black fighters out here. That's the problem that we've been having the whole entire time with a lot of the Haneys over the past several years. Is the fact that they talk all this black on black shit, but then they're the main ones that got their own content curators from their little group out there pushing content on black fighters and shitting on other black fighters. That's the problem right there that we have. Like that's the main fucking problem. And they talk about sellout. They the same ones, literally. They shit was shot after that purse bid with Sandor Martin when they declined to fight with Sandor Martin and vacated that 140 title. They was about to fight on fucking BLK Prime. They was about to be on BLK Prime until they sought out an opportunity to go over there and dick eat turkey. Then drop the lawsuit and everything, and drop their whole integrity for the whole lawsuit, trying to stand on the whole PD situation and shit, just so they can get a fucking bag with turkey. And they talking about sellout. Yeah, right. Yeah, miss me with the bullshit. Please do. Miss me with the bullshit. Rick Tales was good, my dog. I see you in the building, brother. I see you. So right there, Devin Haney, Naji, they back and forth and shit. And of course, Naji, like you said, he did drop the Ryan Garcia interview, man, on his channel on Cigar Talk. And here goes a little quote right here from that interview right here, where he says, where Ryan Garcia, he was talking about Teofimo Lopez. He said, I will beat Teofimo fairly easy. I am going to put a beating on him bad. So Like Ryan Garcia in the interview, he was talking like basically with the conversation with Naji on that particular fight with Teofimo Lopez. He was saying that he said his style matches up well versus Teofimo. He know that his style would beat Teofimo. That Teofimo wouldn't be able to handle his style in a fight if they fought each other, which I found that very interesting because I heard Ryan Garcia, he spoke this same shit about the fight with Devin Haney. Like he already knew, of course, him no fighting with Devin Haney and the amateurs in the past and everything, of course. So like he knew his style very well. So real interesting with Ryan saying this right here. And then let me do this right here. So of course, man, the man Ryan Garcia talks about Shakur Stevenson and talk about power punchers don't highlight his skills. That guy is not that good right here. So let me play this clip right here that he got right here from that shit. Serious.
Shakur though, you and Shakur.
Me, Shakur, I will fucking give it to him.
Yeah,
I will give it to him.
that's a good fight too, right?
I want that.
You want the Shakur?
I want
fight?
that, yeah, bro.
Ooh, that's a good
because I know
fight.
that punches ain't gonna hurt. Just like Devin Haney, I was eating him.
Eat it. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So you got that boy right there, the boy Ryan Garcia, man. He said the boy Shakur punches is not gonna hurt. He said he gonna eat them punches like Devin Haney, man. Was as funny as hell. Salute the Marshawn West. Salute, sister. Salute. Appreciate you in the building, sis. You already know the vibes. Well, my boy Thomas Hill, he said, Tia said, I hear you, KLJ, but the left hook reply was not taking the more ground route. Definitely, if you deem yourself as the realest of the game, you have to check Ryan on the racist shit, just like Tio. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't, if I remember, because I watched the interview, and if I remember, I believe they spoke a little bit about it. They didn't get in depth with it, but they spoke briefly about it. And you know, the racist shit always, I mean, if I'm interviewing Ryan Garcia, hell yeah, we gonna address this shit. Why did you say this shit, my dog? You know what I mean? We like, why you say this? And then the thing about salute to my brother D1 in the building, man. Everybody make sure y'all subscribe to my brother, man. Angry White Man Boxing Podcast, D1 and William Old School. Consistent content on the boxing every day, man. Salute to my brothers, man. Support them. So yeah, I think what the shit is, yeah, you definitely gotta approach it for sure. You gotta approach it and talk about it. But at the same time, it's like with Ryan, you gonna get him being honest. If you look at the interview, Ryan was very like Ryan has his moments where he be trolling a lot, but then he have his moments where he be like real, like in a lot of this interview, like which I felt like if y'all watch his interview, like he was saying some real shit, within the interview how he felt, even though some of this shit felt fugazi, like when he's talking about shit like, oh, he think the Tank and Jake Paul fight is hurting the sport and shit like that and saying that it's fucking up the integrity of the sport. Well, Ryan, you did some shit to fuck up the integrity of the sport too in the past. Shit, your whole situation with this whole Oscar and this shit. You know what I mean? You with your racist comments you made about George Floyd and shit, like that's fucking up the integrity of the sport as well. So like, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers got to call this shit spade a spade. Like, right, right. Gotta call this shit spade a spade. A shot of sports podcast Cincinnati, man. Salute to my brother Tony, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother, man, right here, man. A shot of sports, football, basketball, boxing, everything, man. That's my family over there for sure. So yeah, man. So right here you got of course Ryan Garcia talking about Shakur in the fight with him. I'm like, why talk about Shakur? Like, my thing is, Shakur's at 135. You at 147. Shakur's not about to move up to no 147 to fight no damn Ryan Garcia. So I feel like it's pointless to even talk about that shit. Like, I feel like it's very pointless to talk about it. For real. I mean, and I got some more pertaining to Shakur that we gonna get to talk about. We're gonna run through some more topics right here. So let's get to the next one right here. And then I forgot. Shakur responded to Ryan Garcia. Shakur said, let me do the banner down. So Shakur says, man, just admitted to be scared of Rolly. He said, man, just admitted to be scared of Rolly Power. My bad for thinking it wasn't the best version of him. That's why you suck, because power is not everything, bum. And he tagged Ryan Garcia name. And then Ryan Garcia, he responds, he said, you're mad because I kept it real. You didn't fight a guy with power. And when you did it, it wasn't your best performance. Anyone with eyes can see. Don't be sensitive, pussy. It's the fight game. So, and then Shakur responds back to Ryan. He says, I'm not mad at all, Ryan. How can I be? You got embarrassed your last fight against Rollies. I went against a real Mexican fighter with a real Mexican style of fighting and beat him at his own game. It's levels. Hit me when you win your fight, your first world title right here. So, popping shit right here, man. Crazy shit. Eh, of course, Ryan Garcia definitely ain't won no world title yet, man. Hey, since this what I heard though. That's where people don't want to talk about that. All right, so he talked about Conor Ben fighting Conor Ben at 147 because he was sizing Conor Ben up, talking like Conor Ben was small as hell. But you know damn well he ain't gonna try to fight no damn Ryan Garcia. We know that for sure. My boy Tony, he said Shakur said he'll fight Ryan at a catchweight, so I think it's possible. I don't believe in it, bruh. I believe Shakur, his limit is that 140 shit. That's where I think Shakur is at. 140. He'll move to 140, but he ain't going to no motherfucking. I don't see Shakur going to no damn no 147 to fight, bro. I just don't see it. It don't make any sense to, in a sense either. Let me see who else without. So, well, my boy Thomas Hill. Thomas Hill said, "Yeah, Ryan Garcia talked about the exhibition fight tricking up the game. Let's not forget that ninja Oscar De La Hoya Stockers had to pull that ninja Ryan out of the exhibition with a Japanese kickboxer. Absolutely, that's definitely a fact, bro. He was definitely about to fight an exhibition with the same dude that beat Pacquiao in that exhibition, bro. Earlier this year." That's why I said you can't talk. That's why I said Ryan got to think about. That's why Ryan and a lot of these fighters need to think about what they say before they say it. Like it don't be making sense at all. For sure. The Jackway said, I already said if he called it out niggas from 135 to 147, all them fair game. Hey, I'm with the same agreements with that, says for sure. The same shit. Like he put himself in that predicament by calling these dudes out and one to two guys. So that's where he get that shit from right there. Let me see where we at. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topic right here. All right, so of course we had the Ohio card the other day, man. The Toledo, man. Salute to all my guys from Ohio that fought in Toledo the other day, Saturday. Of course, the main event was Albert Bill and Keith Hunter. Um, everybody from Ohio, Adele Mason, he got a win by majority decision. The no crazy win by all the guys on the side besides Tyler McCreary. But Tyler McCreary got upset by Murray in that fight, and definitely was a tough fight, man, for him in particular. But I got one clip I gotta show from well, I got a clip I gotta show right here. So let me show this right here. Hey, fastest knockout in Ohio history right here, bro. So that was Ryan Williams right there with the fastest knockout, bro, in the first round, right out the gate, bro. Like it was nasty work right there. And let's get to. I got some footage from the Albert Bell and Keith Hunter fight. I'm about to show that right here. Yeah, man. So Albert Bell, man, wins by unanimous decision, wins him a couple of regional titles, and of course they just updated the WBA rankings just today. And Albert Bell, some WBA reps, they was at the fight this past Saturday, and they moved them into number 10 in the WBA, and he's getting up there in the IBF. So I think the route for Albert Bill is definitely the IBF route most likely, and we'll definitely stay, real close to pay attention to that right there for sure. Now let's get to and salute to Albert Bill, man, for sure. Definitely should be having him on the channel very soon, and we definitely going. We working. So let's go ahead and get to the throwback fight of the day right here, bro. The throwback fight of the day. And this shit crazy. Let's go ahead and get into it right here.
Their tactics.
It's not really.
Oh, good shot. Good left hand. And look at the chin of Golovkin. He did no more than blink.
Using our left hand well.
Oh, great shot. Good uppercut, Golovkin.
Lovely shot. Lovely uppercut from Alvarez there.
Good again.
And again, he's trying to be the bully, isn't he? Trying to push Golovkin back. Oh, lovely jab. Fantastic.
Golovkin dominating up to the halfway stage, but Alvarez has come on strong. Lovely right hand. Golovkin trying to spear that tight guard of Alvarez.
Good right hand there from Golovkin. Canelo fires back.
It's good.
It's good work. And again, there, that's at the right hand.
Yeah, more quality this from Golovkin. And he started fast, putting a lot into the opening seconds of this 10th round. Good shot.
But look at that, they're straight away. Alvarez fires back.
Alvarez needs, by my reckoning, surely to win these last 3 rounds. I'm sure there have been moments when he's been... Oh, good shot, Golovkin. Terrific right hand. Alvarez felt the weight of that one, but has the presence of mind to keep bobbing and weaving. But Alvarez is under real pressure here now from Golovkin, who's going looking...
It was a brilliant shot from Golovkin, but the upper body move there from Alvarez was fantastic.
Clarity of thought and the coordination to stay away. A shake of the head from Golovkin as Alvarez landed a big right hand.
A little bit low there with a left hook, Alvarez. On the blind side of the referee. He's puffing there, Golovkin. Nice work.
Oh, great shot. Golovkin on top.
Look at this.
What bravery from Alvarez. Looks as though he's been absolutely stopped in his tracks, but still he comes forward.
Good left hook there from Golovkin again.
He's bossing this round despite that right hand there inside from Alvarez. Oh, good in spurt. Has Golovkin proved a point? Great right hand though from Alvarez, but here comes Golovkin.
And left hook from Golovkin as well, John.
Two terrific power shots. Oh, good shot, Golovkin. Great uppercut.
A good right hand there from Alvarez. Even though he's been forcing the pace. Oh, good, and a lovely uppercut.
What a terrific effort from Alvarez, stirring from the Mexican. Standing up right around this huge arena here in Las Vegas, appreciating
lovely little combination to the head.
People are standing up cheering in all sides of the arena here in Las Vegas. They have appreciated every moment, and now the hatred.
Man, crazy fight right there, bro. Throwback fight of the day right there with Canelo and Triple G right there, man. Crazy shit. And of course, you know, them guys, they fought 3 times. Salute to my brother Kamal Eyes in the building, man. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. I don't know why I don't see you in my comments on YouTube on here, man. I'm definitely trying to rinse you up. I don't see it. It's weird. All right, so, of course, you know, in the first fight, man, it was a draw. No, the first fight was in 2017. And no, it was a draw in the first fight. And then, you know, of course, you know, within that second fight, which is was crazy as hell, bro. It's still a lot of outrage. A lot of people felt Triple G won that rematch, man. They thought he won that rematch, and Canelo won by majority decision in that fight right there. And right there, bro, I ain't gonna lie, me watching it back, I was watching it back, like literally. I was watching the shit back, you know, last night when I was, you know, getting the show ready and shit. I'm like, man, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Man, I thought Triple G took that, man. He took that second fight. And then, you know, obviously with the third fight ain't happened. You know, it happens all the way down the line, like, you know, years later when Triple G's pretty much aged the fuck out pretty much in 2022. You know what I mean? And, you know, of course, he wins that clear by unanimous decision right there. You know what I'm saying? So, real interesting right there with the bull, Canelo Alvarez right there. My boy King Lopez, he said Triple G won the first 2 fights. Yeah, bro. Some people felt that Triple G won the first one too. You know what I mean? Like, Ring Raw Boxing Podcast, he said the chins of both Canelo and Triple G are not of this world. Crazy how they in close quarters chopping at one another, still standing. Facts, bro. Facts, man. I felt like Canelo should have gave him that trilogy fight immediately, bro. For real, real shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. So let's go and get in. That was the throwback fight of the day, Canelo versus Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Which is still a lot of controversy with that fight. So we gonna move forward right here. So next topic right here, this Friday coming up, man. Big fight card on Pro Box TV with Jordan White and Tellez fighting. And I gotta talk about my dog, man. My dog, Scooter Davis, man. He gonna be on the card this Friday in DC. He's 7-0, 7 knockouts. Of course, you already know, man. I just interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. More, I don't even like to call it interview. I like to call it a conversation because it was a dope ass conversation. So, anytime y'all get off of this, you know, off of the show, watch the interview back with my dog Scooter Davis right here, man. And actually, I'm gonna show a little clip from our interview right here. So let me get it and pull it up real quick.
I'm back in the Golden Gloves. I'm back at home. It's like and everybody knew me. Like Scooter fighting at home, I never lose. Like it was, I always had the crowd coming. Like I had 400, 500 people. I used to pack out just like little venues because everybody wanted to come see me. Like I always was a showman, and I had lost. It was a BS loss. Like it was definitely a robbery, which is on it's on YouTube if y'all want to go watch. Which what I mean, it's fine. To each his own. Whoever feel how they feel, but I feel like it was a BS loss. But in the fight, I realized, and we watched it so many times, that I broke him down like a professional.
Facts.
I broke him down like a professional, but he was throwing pity pats like an amateur. So he won on the amateur level. So, and I was
Absolutely.
like, and that's when I realized that, like, hold on, like this ain't really what I want. And my Coach Barry has never wanted to tell nobody to turn pro or turn a fighter pro. It's always them coming to him. But he came to me that night. I remember he took me home that day. He said, "Come on, ride with him." So my dad didn't take me home. He took me home, and actually, both my dad and Coach Barry rode in the car with me, and we just talked about. He just kept saying, like, "You're just a pro fighter." He was like, "And if you continue to sit in the amateurs for too long, you're gonna get BS decisions like this." He's like, "You can do it, and I'm not telling you can't, but I'm just letting you know what you're prepare you for what will happen. And this is like tonight. This is going to continue to happen because you're just a pro fighter. You got a pro style." And at that point, it was like, for me, it was like, basically that was the stamp of him saying, like, "You ready to turn pro?" It was like, "Oh, you think I'm ready?" He was like, "Yeah, bet, let's go, let's do it."
Facts.
So I didn't get into this for national titles and things like that. I got in this to be a world champion. So it was like when he said that again. Barry Hunter done seen so many fighters.
Right there, man. So that was my dog Scooter Davis right there with my conversation I had with him a couple of weeks ago, man. Make sure y'all definitely check that out for sure, man. I'll definitely put the link in there for sure. But yeah, man. Fight coming up this Friday, and his op just got revealed, man. His op. He's fighting not him. My bad. He's fighting Leandro Medina. He's 6-1 with 3 knockouts and 1 draw. And that's who he's gonna be fighting this Friday on Pro Box TV. It's free on YouTube, so y'all already know y'all be able to watch it. This card is being held by No Excuses with along with Pro Box TV, Lamont Roach, his promotional team, and his brother, his younger brother, Jordan Roach is going to be on the card as well. So got some hitters from the DC, the DMV area that's going to be on the card. Salute to my dog Scooter Davis. He definitely going to be on the card this Friday, fighting this guy Leandro Medina. And I'm gonna have a lot more content rolling out as far as with Scooter for this week and stuff from the interview and stuff. So make sure y'all definitely stay tuned to the channel, man. So we're gonna move forward. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into some other bullshit. All right, man. You got Clarissa Shields, the GOAT, man, the GOAT, right here. She says, "I can't wait to get pregnant. You hoes gonna be so mad, gonna be crying in the car, punching the steering wheel, crying." This is from Clarissa Shields right here talking about she can't wait to get pregnant, man. And I seen another tweet from her talking about she want 4 kids, which is, I don't know. We'll see. That's a whole nother story. I don't know if Papoose gonna be all into all of that. But moving forward, franchise Crews-Dezurn, she responds to her tweet. She says, "So is this before or after we fight? Cause I ain't even had my coffee yet." So salute to my brother Teach and salute the big dog Willie in the building, man. Salute to y'all brothers, man. Salute. So you got right here, man. Clarissa Shields talking about getting pregnant and shit, and apparently there's something on the horizon with franchise Crews-Dezurn fighting Clarissa Shields possibly. And if y'all remember, I spoke about this around the time when Clarissa just fought her last fight, where franchise Cruz she was at the fight. And apparently, she was hoping to, lock a fight in possibly with Clarissa Shields next. Remember they already fought and Clarissa already beat her before. So franchise Cruz was looking for a fight for Clarissa, and they was going back and forth on Twitter and stuff, having words. A couple days after the fight that Clarissa just had, and now it looks like possibly, man, we may be getting this fight next with Clarissa right here. Clarissa maybe possibly fighting franchise Crews-Dezurn, man. And No, it's interesting what platform it would be on. I would assume it would probably be with Salida because Carissa definitely did mention after her last fight that she was going to be a free agent at the last fight, and she was exploring her options. But I feel like Clarissa probably like with her, having a good relationship with Salida, it probably seems like they're gonna probably work like a fight to fight basis where she keep her options open. And which is for this fight, if they locking this fight in, I can see them possibly making this fight happen right here with franchise on Salida Promotions on their platform. So that's what I can see for us down in particular. Jack waits about this broad. I know, sis. Hey, that's like I don't know why she think people be mad if she get pregnant. I think she was sending shots at motherfucking Remy Ma. Yeah, I mean that's what I get from that. But I'm like she doing too much to get attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Clarissa don't gotta do all of this to get attention, bro. That's just dead ass. Sexy Crimson 50 cents, salute sister, salute. Salute. And make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all ain't hit the like button, man, for sure, man. We working, we working. And the Cash App is open. $sign CamJNetwork. If y'all want to support the channel through Cash App, y'all can do that as well. You feel me? Jack Quinn said, she said they bullshitting her. And T said, that's what I got from that statement too. Yeah, bro. I feel like she going there Remy on that shit. I'm like, I don't know how much Remy invested in that shit. So we'll leave that shit on. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing right here, man. So all right, got some other little quick updates right here. You got middleweight prospect. Salute to Brunch Boxing right here with this report. Middleweight prospect Eric Priest is slated to return to the ring November 8th on Golden Boy Promotions event headlined by Virgil Ortiz versus Harrison Lubin in Texas. So you got Eric Priest. He's another guy that that's going to be on this November 8th card. Up and coming prospect. Pretty solid. His name is buzzing around right now. And interested to see what op they give him for this fight in particular right here. And you already know another name that they mentioned for us November 8th for the Virgil and Lubin card. Um, Raven Muratala versus Kid Austin. That fight is in negotiations right now, and that fight may land on November 8th. So that's a fight that's possibly on there. Of course, Golden Boy just signed Amari Jones. He's another name that's going to be on the card on November 8th as well. And this guy as well right here, the heavyweight prospect, man, the rising heavyweight prospect, Joshua Edwards is slated to return to the ring November 8th as well on the Virgil versus Lubin card as well. So I'm excited to see this right here, man. I like this kid, Joshua Edwards. He just coming off a crazy knockout his last fight a couple of weeks ago in Chicago on the Duarte and Kenneth Sims card. And I'm glad that they keeping him active, man, getting them some rounds. Hopefully they get him some rounds, man, because a lot of, I think he's 3-0 right now, and he's been stopping everything, moving, early. And hopefully they can get my man Joshua Edwards some rounds, man. I definitely want to see some rounds out of him, and he's definitely a guy to look at in this heavyweight division for sure. As a prospect for sure. I love what I've said. A fight with Joshua Edwards and like Terramona, fire ass fight. It'll be a fire ass fight. I'd love to see that one for sure. So let's go and keep it pushing with some more topics right here. Okay, so you got Katie Taylor right here. She has been granted a 3-week extension by the WBC to negotiate the trilogy fight with Chantel Cameron right here. So Kaylee Taylor, she's getting some extended time to negotiate this fight. The first bid was coming up, in recent timing, and they extended they extended the negotiations for this fight in particular right here. So you got Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron on the horizon, a trilogy fight. The first fight, Cameron won the first one. Katie Taylor, she won the second one, which is a lot of people felt Cameron probably won that second one too, for real. There was a close fight as well. And now they're coming back full circle with the third fight. So Katie Taylor in another fight where she's going to have another trilogy possibly. And, Katie Taylor, I think the thing is, they want to get this fight um, in Ireland, in Katie Taylor's hometown. I remember Eddie Hearn specifically saying that he wants her last fight to be in Ireland, you know what I'm saying, in her hometown. So I think that's the thing that they're trying to get established. So hopefully they get this fight situated. And I know Katie Taylor, she's definitely, had an amazing career, won, a lot of titles and everything. So, she has a, amazing legacy for sure. So definitely to get this fight locked in, looking forward to it. And we're going to move forward with some other news. So you got Bakram right there versus Josh Kelly heading to the UK. So this is the fight right here with Bakram and Josh Kelly that right now they're negotiating right now. And they're hoping this fight is going to land in the UK. And you remember I mentioned me and my brother L Dub. Salute to my brother L Dub Boxer, man. We talked about this fight possibly landed on the Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn rematch card. But right now, they're still searching for a broadcaster to hold the event up. So I don't know if they're trying to do a situation where they're trying to have a fight where they main event and they put fights up under them, or they're going to try to find them a fight where they can put them on the undercard and have that fight, be as on the undercard of another card. So interesting factor right there. And then the crazy part about Josh Kelly, he number one in the WBO. And Xander Zayas right now, he's looking for a fight right now for his first title defense, in Puerto Rico for Top Rank, which is Top Rank. There, I'm hearing that they're nearing a network deal. It's not done yet, but I'm hearing something soon. They ain't mentioned who the network is or anything. Ain't no big rumors as far as the network yet, for real. They're being very secretive about that. But they're saying that a deal is near done for their Top Rank for their next network that they're going to showcase their fights. And Xander's looking for a fight for his first title defense in Puerto Rico, and Josh Kelly, he's number one in the WBO. Now, I did mention in recent time, and me and my brother Elder, we done talked about, mention Giovanni Santillia name, with him just moving up to 154, and he's number nine in the WBO rank for Xander Zayas. So that's a fight that I think may possibly happen with, Giovanni Santillia being the top ranked fighter, Xander being, a rising star for Top Rank. So that's a fight that may land possibly. But don't rule out Josh Kelly trying to go to the table over there with Xander either. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, the problem with Bakram, a lot of fighters right now, a lot of people feel like Bakram, even with him having that IBF title, they feel like he is high risk, low reward. You know what I'm saying? A lot of promoters are not willing to fund the fight. Just look at, Arizin Lubin. Arizin Lubin was, the mandatory for Bakram. And he walked away from negotiations with that fight to go fight an interim title fight with fucking Virgil Ortiz Jr. You know what I'm saying? Where, they gave him more money for sure. You know what I'm saying? Bakram and Lubin was on a standstill. They had nobody to fund the fight. Even PBC wouldn't even fund the fight for Bakram and Eric Lubin. And they had them on the last man standing 154-pound flyer. Both of those guys. And they didn't even want to fucking fund the fight. So, real interesting factor right here, man. Bakram and Josh Kelly, they're still trying to find them, a home for the broadcast to fight right here. And that's what they have right there. And they're hoping that they're probably going to land in the UK possibly. So we'll stay close to that story for sure with these guys. And let's get to this fuckery right here, man. Let's see what's gonna be. A1 Hoops on, man. Salute, brother. Salute to my dog, A1 Hoops on. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother, man. My brother cooking up on the basketball side, man. Salute to my brother, man, for sure. And BVO in the building, man. BVO, I see you in the building. All right, now. So everybody make sure y'all subscribe to my brother BVO. Long time no see coming over here to CamJNetwork. So, all right, let's get to this fuckery. All right, right here. Ah, Usyk. So, of course, y'all remember, man, in recent time, that Alexander Usyk, man, he filed an injury exception for the WBO to get his negotiations extended with him and fucking Joseph Parker. So right here, you got the WBO after this video. Yeah, let me play the video. Let's go ahead and get to the fuckery. Man, you got this boy Usyk out here dirty dancing out this motherfucker. Like, you ain't gonna see no consequence from this shit, bro. Like, we ain't watching this. We watching this shit in 4K in real time, and dog, you act like the WBO is not watching you. Like, he had to be liquored up a little bit, man, doing this shit. Cause he talking about he got a back injury, and we seeing you dirty dancing and shit out this bitch. The shit is nasty work, bro. It's nasty work right here. And now you got the WBA. They requesting a medical update due to the dirty dancing video from Alexander Usyk right here, man. So following the video, Alexander Usyk dancing, the WBO on Friday ordered him to submit an updated medical prognosis right here. So Usyk gotta turn in his paperwork. Gotta turn in the paperwork. Gotta turn in the paperwork, man. And you got this right here. And even after this shit with Usyk, Joseph Parker, they was like, you would think that a serious injury would prevent that sort of activity. All right there. So that's coming full circle from Joseph Parker right here, man. And man, just real shit, bro. I've been on record talking about this fight in particular with Usyk and Parker, where I just truly believe that Usyk, he don't care to fight Joseph Parker. It's not that Usyk is scared of Parker, because I don't believe Usyk is scared of Parker not one bit. You know what I'm saying? He done fought, the best, the top guys, you know what I'm saying, in the heavyweight division. And I just think right now, I think Usyk is probably looking for possibly more time to just rest after, the run he been on and shit, and he just fought Daniel Dubois and shit. I think he wants some time to rest. He's 38 years old, about to turn 39. And I'm thinking more so on the money side too. Money wise, I don't believe right there as far as the money, I think Usyk don't care for the fight money wise either with Parker, because he thinks that he can fight somebody else possibly and make more money too. You know what I mean? So like that's a whole nother issue too as well itself as well. And now with the whole situation with all of this coming about, where it leads me to believe that Usyk either going to vacate or the WBO is going to strip him with all of this shit going on with the dancing video and Usyk trying to, file his injury exception and all of this shit. And now we got reports right here. Now you got a fight between Joseph Parker and Fabio Worley is in negotiations right now for a date October. And I'm hearing the date possibly would be October 25th. That same date that they have for Javier Herrera fighting in that WBC title eliminator with Ricardo Nunez. So right now it looks like Queensberry's setting up a big card for October 25th in the UK, and it probably look like Joseph Parker and Fabio Worley. They're going to be the ones to headline this card, and you're going to have guys like Javier Herrera, the 135, guy that's coming up and contending up at 135, fighting Ricardo Nunez on that card as well. So real interesting. And just to think about it, don't be surprised too if they can try to get Bakram and Josh Kelly on this card too for October 25th as well. That'd be a real thing to think about as well, as far as that as well, getting that fight. Since we were talking about that fight, and they're trying to get that fight to be in the UK. Bakram, Josh Kelly, October 25th on Parker and Worley. So real interesting to look at as far as this aspect. Usyk definitely on horizon of getting stripped, bro. Like I think he's definitely about to get stripped, or he's going to vacate. I don't think he's going to fight Parker at all. He has shown no interest in fighting Parker, not whatsoever at all. You know what I mean? So All right, let's go and get into the next topic. And actually, this ain't even a topic. You already know, man. We about to play the resume game, man. So you already know. I'm gonna put on the screen. I'm gonna put on the screen a fighter's resume, and y'all gotta guess their resume out. So y'all already know how we do it. The resume will be on the screen, and y'all tell me in the comments who resume it is, and I give y'all a few clues on who it is as well, so y'all can think of who it is. So we're gonna start with the first one. So look at my dog Savage Bo in the building and Dark Ken in the building, man. All right, so here go the first resume right here that I'm about to pull up right here. So you got this fighter right here. He fought in the heavyweight division from Columbus, by the way. He's from Columbus, Ohio. Fought guys like Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. So who resume is this right here? This is a heavyweight fighter. He's from Columbus, Ohio. He's a legend in the game in the heavyweight division. Came up in a real tough era in the heavyweight division for sure. All right there, the first one. BVO was the first one right there. Buster Douglas, man. 37 and 6, 24 knockouts, five five losses by knockout, and one draw. So BVO was the first one that got it right. And after that, it was Dark Kent and Isaiah What You Doing, man. So salute to the legend, man. Buster Douglas, man. Y'all already know Ohio runs boxing shit, type shit. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to go to the next one right here. So here's the next one right here. So guess who resume is this one? So you got this fighter coming up. Oh shit. That's kind of dead giveaway. I forgot to chop out one part. So we got this fighter from Texas, fighting at the 154-pound division. Yeah. Dark Kent got it first. Then Isaiah, What You Doing? And the Sexy Kendra 50 Cent. Yeah. Virgil. So, yeah, Virgil. 23 and 0, 21 knockouts. And of course, he's going to be fighting Erickson Lubin coming up November 8th. You know what I mean? So, definitely excited about that fight right here for sure. And I got another fighter right here. So, guess this resume of this one. This one going to be a little bit difficult right here for y'all. All right. All right, guess this resume of this fighter right here. He's fighting at the 126-pound division. He fights on the OTX platform, and he just fought recent Tomlin and got a knockout in the ninth round. In that same fight too, he got knocked down in that same fight too with Michael Das Marinas as well. He then took a loss to he got a loss to Giovanni Cabrera. That's one of the big fights that he had, and he then took a loss to him. Jag Queen said Ortiz, yeah. Oh shit. Okay, he lit right there. Yeah. Isaiah, what you doing? You got it, bro. The Wolf, man. Elijah Pierce, man. The Wolf, 21 and 2, 17 knockouts. The Wolf, man. And salute to Elijah Pierce, man. The new WBA rankings just came out, and he is officially number 2 in the WBA now as well. So salute to Elijah Pierce, man, moving up in the 126-pound division WBA rankings, man. He's at number 2 now. So definitely dope shit right here. So we can go and move forward. So I got some more news. All right, so we got possible rumors right here, bro, with Manny Pacquiao versus Rolly Romero for December, man. So y'all remember I talked about it about a week ago or a week or two with no the report that Rolly that Pacquiao was talking about coming back in December. So PBC's thinking about bringing Pacquiao back. And I said this, I was like, bro, it's either going to be Rolly or it's going to be Barrios. It's going to be Rolly or Barrios. Because you got Pacquiao, he's number one in the WBC at 147, the number one contender for that title for Barrios. Rolly, he holds the WBA title, and now you got and you know Rolly been looking for a fight. He been looking for a fight, and Rolly, I just felt like with the Rolly and Ryan rematch, Rolly wasn't so interested in that fight for real. Now he said he pretty much felt like, hey, I won this fight. It is what it is. You know, I can move forward. And Pacquiao, he had a good showing with Barrios. Shit, I can fuck around and get that Pacquiao bag. You know what I'm saying? And you know PBC, they gonna support their guys. They're gonna support their guys. But this fight definitely on the horizon right here, man. I'm reading the comments right here. Says you catch the video said, oh no. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Rick Jones, he said, Betty need to head back to the Senate. Yeah, man. They try to have Manny out here, man. They want Manny out here, man. Manny trying to stay outside. Isaiah, what you doing? He said, I ain't gonna hold you. I got Rolly knocking out Pac easily. Man, dog. Yeah, I see. Uh Rolly should win this fight. He should win this fight. Rolly, I don't think Rolly will hold back on fucking Pacquiao like fucking Barrios did. I don't think Rolly will hold back. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did too, though. It's like these guys get in the ring with Pacquiao and they showing too much fucking love and respect, man. No, man. Pacquiao want to bring his ass in that ring, knock his damn head off, bro. Like that. He wanna get in there, bring the pain to his ass. Flat out. Isaiah, what you doing? Said Barrio needs to retire. That brother got two draws in a row. Facts. He definitely got two draws in a row, man. Yeah, the one with Abel Ramos, that was a tough one, bro. That was tough. And this last performance with Pacquiao was just trash, bro. He fought soft, man. Too soft, bro. Like if you want to beat man, go in there and get you signing up to fight Pacquiao, go out there and get his ass. Like fuck all of that playing around shit, dog. That's where I'm at with it. Dark Kid, he said Rolly getting blessed with opportunity since he beat Ryan. Yeah, bro. Thanks. Thanks, bro. Yeah, and then on top of that, Rolly didn't care to go back and fight over there with Turkey too. So that's why that was another thing with the whole Rolly and Ryan fight as far as the rematch. Like if the money would have to be real significant for Rolly to go over there to fight over there with Turkey again, which is Rolly don't care to fight over there. You know what I mean? And it makes more sense for Rolly to fight a guy like Pacquiao, make a shitload of money, and put his name on put his name on the fucking resume. Isaiah, what you doing? Said they sleeping on Rolly. He improved his game big. Yeah, big time with Ismail Salas, man. Definitely. Definitely. I want to say this though about that fight though with him and Ryan though. With that fight though, like Rolly, he did some good shit in there. Like definitely got the knockdown in the second round and shit. But I could tell like literally the rest of the fight was really dead. And it was dead on both guys' end. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a fucking a checkers match. It wasn't even a chess match. It was a checkers match. There. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody didn't really press the action after that. You know what I'm saying? But Rolly did enough to win the fight and he gets all credit. He's WBA champion now. And right here we got him possibly with Pacquiao in December, man. Yeah, everybody, I know y'all gonna watch this fight, man. Just Do, salute to my dog, Just Do, man. Everybody make sure y'all subscribe to Just Do, man. My brother cooking up over there heavy, man. Yeah, y'all know y'all gonna watch this fight. Don't act like y'all ain't gonna watch Pacquiao versus Rolly, man. Says the kid said, I definitely will watch it. Yeah, facts. Facts. It's an interesting factor for me because I want to see how serious Rolly take Pacquiao. Like that's what I want to see. Like how is he going to take it light on Pacquiao? You know or is he gonna take it serious and try to go in there and take his head off? That's my interesting take on that. Like, where my thought that I feel like that's real interesting to see how Rolly would approach the fight. And I don't think Rolly would approach the fight the same way like Barrios. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he will. I don't think he gonna show Pacquiao mercy if they lock in for sure. Darkin said, I pick Rolly over Vanny. Yeah, I got Rolly over Vanny. I ain't gonna lie. On the early prediction side, I got Rolly over Manny, at least by decision. I say by decision. I ain't gonna say he had knocked Manny out. I say by decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rolly did stop Manny. I wouldn't be surprised. Manny's footwork ain't the same out there, bro. And he ain't got that gas tank either out there, bro, either. And his power ain't significant as well. You know what I mean? I think Rolly will eat some of them Manny punches, bro, and definitely fuck around and get with Manny. Like, I think I got Rolly beat Manny for sure, too. Rick Tales, he said, Manny and all these older fighters coming back to compete versus active younger fighters is proof how the lack of talent is present day. No way Joe Louis would have came out of retirement to face Ali, etc. Thanks. Thanks. Jack Queen said, not at all. Isaiah, what you doing? He said, imagine when Rolly retired, his resume gonna be stacked. And I wouldn't be surprised if he jumped at 154 and became a champ there. So shit is crazy for Rolly. Yeah, that's interesting you said that because I seen a clip with Rolly the other day. I think he was interviewing either on Fight Hub or Fight Hike where he mentioned the possibility of going up to 154 because he felt like it ain't much there at 147 for as like fights for him. So he has mentioned literally the other day that 154 is a possibility for Rolly. So don't rule out Rolly moving up to 154, even if he has this fight after that fight. That may be the move for Rolly, going up to 154. You know what I'm saying? And Rolly said he feels a lot comfortable fighting at 147. Yeah, he said that he was killing himself at 135 and 140. He said he had no business fighting at 135, 140 at that time. So don't rule it out, definitely, man. With him, for sure, fighting at at 154 next, for sure. Don't rule that out. So you got so I think that checkers match with two artistic motherfuckers. The one has retarded strip and the other one has amazing speed. Facts. Thanks. Ray Robots podcast. He said Rolly should press more action in later rounds. Rolly did just enough. Facts, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like he just did it. He did just enough just to win the fight for real. Like he ain't really pressed the action too much after he knocked down Ryan in that fight for real. I'm not shitting and downplaying on Rolly's performance, but I'm just calling it how I saw it after that second round. Rolly ain't do too much, honestly. He did enough to win, but he ain't do too much. You know what I mean? So I would love to see Rolly more active after you get a knockdown like that for sure. Get active. Salute to my brother, tired ass Cowboys fan, man. Salute, brother. Salute, bro. And McQueen of the building, the wizard was good, brother. All right, so we got some extra, some other news. Right. Let's get to this. All right, man. All right, so of course, we were speaking about Lamont Roach the other day, man, where he's rumored to fight Gabriel Flores on a possible PBC card later this year. And it's a rumor out there saying that he's asking for more money and said the only way for him to get the money is to fight a guy like Pitbull Cruz, which we all know Pitbull Cruz is at 140 right now. He's the WBC interim champion at 140. So I don't see that happening for Lamont fighting Pitbull Cruz. So apparently it's a situation where Lamont is asking for a big amount of money to fight Gabriel Flores Jr. And it seems like PBC, whoever the company that's talking to him about the fight, which is I'm pretty sure it's PBC, because that's where they're talking about him rumored to fight on next on that platform on PBC. They offered him a certain number, and Roach is one the higher number than what he wants. So I don't know, man. Right here, Lamont has to understand. He literally has to understand. that you're not going to get a big bag for fighting Gabriel Flores. You're not. You're only going to get big money fighting a guy with a significant name. And this goes to the same shit with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. far as them. The Haneys, they wanted big money. Turkey and them was not going to give the Haneys big money to fight another tuna. You're going to have to fight a significant name in the game to get a big ass check. And it's the same shit right here that applies with Lamont Roach right here. You're fighting Gabriel Flores. You're going to have to take a low bag in this fight because this is not a big money fight. You're not even going to be main event on this fight. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to take Gabriel Flores ass to Pro Box TV and fight him over there. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it don't look like that's the thing that's going to happen. So you got Lamont Roach right here having some issues right here for the whole situation with negotiations with this fight with Gabriel Flores Jr. for this fight, which is everybody's gonna believe this is the fight for him to take to where he can possibly have a fight back with with Tank after Tank to handle business with Jake. But that's a whole nother fucking conversation. But right here, we'll stay close to this shit and see what's up with the situation with Lamont Roach right here and Gabriel Flores Jr. and real close to it for sure. So let's move on to this next topic right here. So right here, this is nasty work right here. Let's talk about it and salute the Brunch Boxing on this report right here too. So you got the WBC holding a purse bid on September 2nd for the mandatory junior welterweight championship fight between Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith. The fight was previously announced for the November 22nd card, and right now, they're going back full circle on a purse bid for this fight. So this fight was supposed to be on the David Benavidez Anthony Yardy card. Why is this fight not on this card now? Where's Turkey at? Turkey, where you at? Where you at, Turkey? We thought this fight was locked in for November 22nd. He brought Dalton Smith in the ring and shit. He done pushed out Alberto Puello out of the ring and brought Dalton Smith in the ring and everything. So where is the fight at? I'm trying to understand. We got like 3 fights on a purse bid right now. Currently 2, by the way. That's coming up tomorrow. My boy L-Dub just announced that shit too, by the way. So you got Reggie Seguambo. You got a 108-pound fight between Seguanob versus Sergio Mendoza. Then you got Ja Opatai and Hussein Sinkar and IBF Cruiserweight World Title purse bid that's due to tomorrow. And then you got now Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith right here for purse bid right here. So now it's a possibility this fight now is looking like it won't be on this November 22nd card. So when will this fight happen and where will it land? That's the question. And why did Turkey not have this fight 100% locked in and he announced this fight for the November 22nd card? Got some questions, man. It's just some questions. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just wondering. I'm definitely just wondering. But now this would be a thing right here. Let's go and talk about this next topic right here. So you got the undercard is, the rumor undercard right here for Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn rematch card for November 15th in the UK. You got Jack Catterall versus Akul Usman. That's a fight that I believe they just recently fought. So they're running that fight back, I believe, right here. So you got this fight. That's a good fight right there with Catterall and Usman right there. Both of those guys are highly ranked up there at the 147 division. And you got Cameron Wayne and Gavin Gwynn. And then you got Connor Walker. He's highly ranked right now in a lot of divisions at 147 as well, along with Blair Cobbs. Blair Cobbs hasn't had a fight since he fought Adrian Broner last year, man. And he's rumored to be on this card fighting Conor Walker right here, which is a tough ass fight right there. I love that fight right there in particular. So got these fights right here rumored to be on the Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben card. And I was thinking too, if they can get something, well, it's not going to happen now, but don't be surprised that, like I said, with the situation with Josh Kelly, Bakram, they maybe try to get that fight on this card as well, or even the situation with Dalton Smith and Sabril Matias. Maybe a situation they try to get that on there as well. So we're gonna definitely stay close attention to it. But I'm definitely excited for Blair Cobbs, man. And get him an opportunity, man, because he been looking for a fight for a long time, man, since AB, and hasn't been able to get one with him being independent. I thought he was signed with Don King at one point, but I'm not sure right now. Obviously, Don King has a card coming up with Pulev and Michael Hunter coming up in October. So we got that going on. So we can move forward to the next topic. So, of course, you got Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman. We done broke this fight weeks ago already for October 25th. It's going to be at the MGM Grand, and they broke out the undercard, man, for it. Of course, Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton. That fight was originally going to be on the Tank Roach rematch card, but they moved that fight to this card now. So now you got Oshaki Foster from Top Rank defending his title, the WBC 130-pound title versus Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton moving up from 126 to fight him in this fight for October 25th. So it's going to be an amazing fight. I definitely can't wait for that one. And you got Jesus Ramos, man, moving up to 160 to fight Shane Mosley Jr. This is the fight that me and Elda, we reported this fight a couple weeks ago already, where this is the interim title fight for Jesus Ramos. And me and Elda, we've been speaking about a recent time and about Carlos Adames being the champion at 160 and for the WBC. Janet Beck been at his helmet trying to fight him in recent time, and then Adames been basically ducking that fight from Janet Beck, and it's looking like Adames is looking to move up to 168. So it's going to leave room open for Jesus Ramos to have this interim title fight at 160 for the WBC versus Shane Mosley Jr. You win that fight, and you possibly end up getting elevated to full champion. So definitely interesting factor right there for Jesus Ramos. I know he's ranked in a lot of sanctioning bodies at 154 right now, but this fight with Shane Mosley Jr. is going to be at 160. So definitely interested in that fight. And then you got my dog, man. You got Tony Harrison, man, back fighting a tough opponent, and Lucero right here, man. And Lucero, he's ranked in the WBA. I just seen him highly ranked up in the WBA at 160. So this is a tough fight for Tony Harrison, man. And you remember in that last fight with Tony on that Clarissa card, he was co-main event. Boy, they got his head knocked off in the ninth round and almost lost that fight, but he won by decision, man. So I'm nervous for Tony Harrison in this fight. I ain't gonna lie, but I like Tony Harrison. I like seeing him fight, and this is gonna be a tough one, man. This is gonna be a tough one, and I'm just interested in what other fights they're gonna land on this card for us, the prelims as well. Evan Queen said, "Super bad." Thanks, bro. Isaiah, what you doing? Said, "I got Fundora, Cool Boy, Mosley Jr., and Lucero." Yeah, man. Yeah, I would pick Lucero right now over Tony Harrison right now. I definitely will. I ain't gonna lie. I got Jesus Ramos over Mosley Jr. I got him over Mosley Jr., bro. Mosley Jr. ain't showed me shit for real. You know what I mean? And Jesus Ramos, he was sharp as shit in his last fight, and that was at 154. And I feel like 160 is valuable for Jesus Ramos. Like, I feel like it's well needed because Jesus Ramos is a big fighter at 154. You know what I'm saying? Look like he's definitely outgrowing the weight class for sure. So I would take Jesus Ramos in that fight early. And the Shockey Foster and Stephen Fulton fight, I'm leaning Osaki, but it's really a true 50-50 fight to me. Like that Osaki Foster and Stephen Fulton is a 50-50 fight, and I'm gonna enjoy that fight. Now, I'm gonna enjoy that fight for real. I think it's a 50-50 fight, man. I don't know about giving Osaki just the full edge over no Stephen. Stephen Fulton looks sharp versus Brandon Figueroa in this last fight. And this is the fight where he's moving up to 130, that's the interesting factor with the weight for him. But definitely interested in that shit for sure. Second Kansas 50 Cent said, Tony Harrison again. I got Isaac in the ninth round. He forever get knocked out of ninth. That is facts. That ninth round is bad for him, man. I know Elder mentioned that shit, man. When we talked about him when he fought Clarissa, he fought on that Clarissa card, man. He like always something happened to him in the ninth round. I'm like, dog, I don't know what it is with Tony in the ninth round, dog. It'd be nasty work from him for real. Real live shit, for real. So, all right, so let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit right here. That's October 25th right there. And all right, right here, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, negotiations making progress for January fight right here. So you remember earlier in the show, I spoke about this. I was like, no, he's talking about Teofimo Lopez and everything, and that's the fight that he's looking for. And let me get the clip real quick. This is it. Let me play this clip right here. And this is Shakur talking about T.O. right
I'm gonna
here.
tell y'all in advance, and y'all can call it whatever y'all want. I'm going to BTO, yes, get the title, and I'm going to vacate, and Keyshawn can get that belt. That'll be his belt.
Hold on. Did y'all hear that? I want y'all to hear that again, what he said. Let's run that
I'm
back.
gonna tell y'all in advance, and y'all can call it whatever y'all want. I'm going to BTO, yes, get the title, and I'm going to vacate, and Keyshawn can get that belt. That'll be his belt.
Did y'all hear him clearly? I'm going to play it one more time again so y'all can clearly hear what he said right here.
I'm gonna tell y'all in advance, and y'all can call it whatever y'all want. I'm going to BTO, yes, get the title, and I'm going to vacate, and Keyshawn can get that belt. That'll be his belt.
So this man says he's going to beat T.O. and vacate the belt so Keyshawn Davis can get the belt. What the hell? You can't make this brotherly love shit up, dog. You can't. You can't. You can't. Marshawn West said, "What the?" You can't make this up. You really can't. Smoke Session. Salute to my brother Smoke Session. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Smoke Session. He said that's some bitch shit. Man, dog. Man, dog. Isaiah, what you doing? Said I knew Shakur was a bottom. Keyshawn dodging his bitch ass for him to say shit like that. A Saucer said, salute to my brother A Saucer in the building, man, my dog, man. He said, now let's see what the Shakur dick writers say about this. Yeah, this is interesting, bro. This is interesting. His says Kendra 50 says she said he act like Keyshawn can't fight for himself. Keyshawn got more power than him. Yeah, and then the crazy part, y'all remember we talked about it on the show Wednesday with Keyshawn Davis and Top Rank. They're filing a petition to make him the number one contender for the WBO 140-pound division for T.O.'s title. So you got Top Rank and Top Rank and Kiki, they applying pressure on T.O. So you got Shakur, they negotiating this fight, making some progress right now in negotiations a little bit right now. Yeah, I mean, and this fight is going to land on a Saudi Arabia undercard, by the way. It's not going to be in America. It's not going to be a main event anywhere. It's going to be an undercard fight in Saudi Arabia in January. How about that? Two of our American fighters fighting in Saudi Arabia again, man. Shakur Stevenson in Saudi Arabia on another undercard. On another undercard. Why? And you know what that leads me to believe that Shakur Stevenson's about to sign back with Eddie Hearn, or he's working directly with Turkey Al Sheikh. It's either one. Which one? I need to know. He ain't gonna stay no free agent. We know that. We know we ain't. Shakur ain't gonna stay no free agent. We know that boy gonna either sign back with Natural Boxing, or he gonna work directly with Turkey. Which is, I'd really rather him work directly with Turkey. Like if he's smart, him and Jay Prince and Josh Dupin should just work directly with Turkey and just cut out fucking Eddie Hearn from getting his little promotional fee, because that's all Eddie Hearn been doing. He ain't investing no money in Shakur, not one fucking bit since he was with him. Not one bit. Hey, he ain't have Eddie Hearn ain't had that boy Shakur main event in New Jersey and invest in him, and had Shakur have some of his guys up under him fight on his undercard like they've been doing with Boots Ennis. Hello. They've been putting that man on undercards, taking promotional fees off of him. I'm just saying in general, this right here, it leads me to believe that he's about to sign back with Eddie Hearn, or he's about to work directly with Turkey, which is his best option, is to work directly with Turkey, for real. And just cut Eddie Hearn out of your pocket. All he doing is just taking the fucking promotional fee off. He putting you on Turkey undercard and taking the promotional fee off your ass. Eddie Hearn don't give a fuck about Shakur Stevenson, for real. He don't. That's the fact of the matter. And I've been telling the Shakur fans for the longest. Eddie Hearn don't give a fuck about Shakur Stevenson. He don't. And I still, and to be real, I still believe like this fight might not get to the finish line because of Teofimo being a Fugazi motherfucker, for real. Because Teofimo so Fugazi, he getting into negotiations, and then he don't want something. It's something that he don't get. Then he want to complain about it and say, "Oh, he ain't fighting" and all of this shit. Keith Conley, get this fucking fight to the finish line, dog. Stop bullshitting and get this fight to the finish line. T.O. need a fucking fight, dog. Flat out. He need to fight. This fight, me personally, I don't really like the fight style-wise, personally. I don't like it, for real. Me personally, of course, we going to cover it and watch it and everything, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fight, but I'm not really 100% sold on T.O. falling through on this fight with Shakur due to T.O.'s recent actions, man, and negotiations and fights. I'm not sold. Like, this is a fight that, like, literally, even if they say it's locked in, after a while, they say they locked that bitch in, like, bro, we gonna be looking to see if this fight locked in until we see them boys in the ring. Because I don't trust Teofimo Lopez not one so bit. I trust Shakur. Shakur gonna fight. I don't trust Tio. That's my thing. I don't trust Tio. I don't think Tio gonna get to the finish line. That's just me. All right, man. So we've been on here for a minute. Let me go ahead and get to this, open this panel up right here. Let me go ahead and put the link in the comments for y'all. And we about to cook up on, you already know, the guys. I know what y'all here for. So link pinned to the comments. I got a lot of Bud and Canelo content to cover and go over. We're gonna cook up on this shit. Y'all already know the main topic. Bud fans believing Canelo gonna stop I mean, they believe in Bud gonna stop Canelo. And get right here a little quote from Ryan Garcia about the fight. Ryan Garcia, on his interview with Cigar Talk, he said, Bud is one of the most complete fighters I've seen in my life. He said he's seen Canelo spar and feels he gets hit a lot, while calling Crawford one of the best, one of the most complete fighters he's ever seen. So that's a quote from Ryan Garcia right there. And I got some I got some footage right here. We got some clips we're gonna show. Let's go ahead and get it cracking with Bud from the other day. From his send off. Bud Crawford had his send off like he always does before big fights in his hometown in Omaha, Nebraska. And here goes a clip of it.
You know, I'm gonna make all those doubters at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I meant that. I meant that. You know, everybody's talking about the size and me being a smaller fighter, but if you look on the stage, I've been sparring these big dudes my whole career. Like how I'm gonna take a punch? They punch me every time we spar. So it's okay. You know, once we get in the ring and they see something different, like each and every time, it's gonna be another excuse why the reason why Terrence won and this and that and that is. But I can assure you, I'm gonna be victorious, and after that, we're gonna have another parade.
So there you got Bud Crawford right there, man, said that, he done fought big guys all his life and everything and said this ain't gonna be nothing to him right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. He said he liked the people, doubting him and said that he always loved, proving his doubters wrong and he gonna prove his doubters wrong again, man. And I love the energy. I love the energy, bro. And that's Bud, that's classic Bud Crawford right there. No, Bud Crawford definitely has been the underdog so in a couple of fights. Now, has he been an underdog in a lot of his fights? No, he hasn't. That's one thing I had to sit there and think about too, in retrospective, right there. Bud has not been the underdog in a lot of his fights in his career, besides two fights. Well, he wasn't even that. Matter of fact, one. Hold on. Just to keep it 100, this is literally the only fight he's been the underdog. And we want to think about it in reality. Bud wasn't an underdog in the fight with Earl Spence. He wasn't. Vegas had him winning that fight the whole entire time. They had him winning that fight the whole entire time in Vegas on the betting sites. So he wasn't the underdog in the Earl Spence fight. He was the underdog to Earl Spence fans and some of the boxing, media and shit like that. But Bud has never really been a real live underdog besides now in this fight with Canelo. Just to really come to think about it. Just thought about it. Hey, the link is pinned to the top if y'all want to join, man. For sure. And I got another clip. Let's go and get to this next clip.
What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. That goes to show, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me. Mm-hmm. Because, if I haven't fought anyone, if I was too small, if I was, all these things that all the media say I was, then he wouldn't need these guys to help prepare him to fight me. He wouldn't, need all the help that, he's getting. But I'm happy that he's getting the help that he needs because, after, September 13th, there'll be no excuses.
Right there, man. There you got Bud Crawford talking about Boots and Canelo sparring and saying that he loved the fact that, Canelo's getting in some good work because he see that, Canelo is taking him serious, which is, I've been saying that the whole time about this whole Boots and Canelo shit. I said, bro, the Bud fans should be honored that this man Canelo is taking this man Bud Crawford serious. That he ain't bullshitting around and can't drinking and eating tacos and all of this shit and playing around with the whole camp process, getting ready for the Bud Crawford fight. They should definitely be happy that Canelo's taking this shit serious for sure, man. And Big Dog Willie, man, what's good with you, brother, man? What's on your mind, man? What you got for this?
I got two little subjects. First, I want to talk about get the Shakur shit out the way. Yeah, Shakur and Keyshawn are funny. They're funny like that. I think he's trying to, and basically, Shakur's my guy, but I think this is just to get Tio in the ring with Keyshawn. They're not going to fight. Tio and Shakur's not fighting. To let you know, Tio's not going to take that fight. Tio's just running his mouth right now. But them petitioning for Keyshawn to get that number one spot to make him Tio's mandatory, that's going to happen. And we'll see what Tio does. Let's see if Tio either stays at the division or move up. That's what I'm thinking.
I think he's gonna move. I think he's gonna move up.
I don't think he wants to fight neither one of those guys.
He be bullshitting. That's why I can't take Teofimo serious. I can't take him serious at all. That's why I said I don't even think this negotiations with this shit. Yeah, they're making progress from what they're saying.
Ain't no damn
but
progress.
They just said literally 2 days ago they was like shit. Said this fight looked like it's on a standstill because of Teofimo is no progress on their end. So it's like I'm not confident in Tio getting this fight to the finish line.
He ducked the shit out of Devin Haney. You think he's gonna do the same? You think he's gonna fight Shakur instead? Fuck no.
I just don't see. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it with Shakur. I don't see Shakur. He want the fight. He want the fight. Now, now what you know? Now I wanted to get your opinion on that, Big Dog Willie. What you think about Shakur saying that if he beat T.O., he want to vacate the title and let Kiki have it?
He's just talking shit. He's bullshitting. Why would he go all the way up to 140, win a belt, and to give it to Keyshawn? Come on, man. It makes no sense. That's just him just talking bullshit. It's just try to get Keyshawn T.O. to fight. And T.O.'s not going to sit there and lose his belt like that. He's going to move up. He's not going to lose his belt on a loss like he did with weak ass. What's his name? What's the dude he lost to? The Australian dude.
Cambosis.
He don't want to go to another one of those. Nah.
Bro, this is my problem though. Just thinking about this shit. T.O. can go out here and disrespect black fighters and say the N word and all of this shit, but when it comes to locking the fight in, his bitch ass don't want to lock no fucking fight in with these guys. Like, that's my main problem. That's my problem with him.
He wants no smoke. He doesn't want no smoke. After his ex-wife was getting smashed by a New York Giant football player,
it was
over for him.
Telling people that, man. I be telling people that, and people be like, "Man, that ain't no reason." Yes, it is, bro.
Yeah, yes, it is a reason.
He went against the grain completely. Like his mother was like, "I don't trust this bitch." He didn't trust his mother. His dad was just drunk. He was just going with the flow and the money, and then, bam, you got to pay alimony, child support, and this nigga got more money than you, probably knocking her down. And then, like, we talking about a football player. So he probably carrying her around the house on some baby boy shit. So, yeah, we all look the same.
Yeah, and he's hot about it. And so he's just talking shit. He's not going to get a ring with no Shakur. He's not going to get a ring with no Devin. He ain't going to get a ring with no Tank. He ain't get a ring with nobody. He's going to fight him a little dude that he can beat up.
Tank, though.
Huh?
I think he'll take the payday for Tank.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he wants to get knocked out.
It don't matter. He'll take the payday for Tank. And losing to certain people, like, because I remember somebody on my channel was like, so losing or getting a draw gets you more money? I said, bro, damn, everybody Tank fought, got a bigger check or fought for a belt. What the fuck is you talking about? This is
I don't, but I think it's a mental block.
So it just, to me, the fact that he's saying I'm going to win, get the belt, and then I'm gonna vacate the belt so Keyshawn can have it.
Do you believe that?
You can,
honestly,
I don't know. Like, now listen, I know people that take Shakur at his word for what he says. So I'm a Shakur fan,
and I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit.
They look like the Harlem Heat over here.
They are the Harlem Heat.
Stevie Ray and Booker T, they the Harlem Heat around this joint.
You know, Keyshawn might jump in the ring with a chair and hit T on the back of his head. I don't know.
That's what it's looking like.
But I don't know. I don't think. No, for me, to judge a character, I did not see. Well, somebody making a statement like that. That's not going to happen. They're just fucking around.
Like, you vacate the belt, what'd you do? Go back down?
That's basically what he's saying. He said he's going to vacate the belt and go back down to 135, but he's just going to win Keyshawn the belt. Keyshawn can whoop Teal's ass on his own. He don't need Shakur to do it. But I think what they're saying is, I think they're trying to trap him into a corner that Teal had to fight either one of them. Huh?
That's basically what they definitely doing for sure. They trying to trap him. Like, we're gonna run it back and hear what Shakur said.
We'll tell
right
y'all
here.
in advance, and y'all can call it whatever y'all want. I'm going BTO, yes, get the title, and I'm going to vacate, and Keyshawn can get that belt. That'll be his belt.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
The bully that either beat up your little brother or like won't fight him or something, and then be like, "Yo, here, I got your ball back" or some shit. Like, what?
That shit, wow, bro. That thought process is crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't understand this, bro. Like, y'all can't. Like, somebody got. You know what? I'm not even gonna go too deep into it. Because, Tank fighting, people call me a Tank fan like that. So, Tank fighting Jake Paul and you beating up a fighter and then vacating it so your brother basically get emailed.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. We ain't worried about that shit. I'm just saying in general with Shakur,
y'all ain't worried about that.
That shit crazy.
Shakur, we gotta look at it in the aspect with Teofimo Lopez. Is he gonna get to the fucking finish line, bro?
But I don't believe that either.
All of this shit about all these black fighters, bro. And when they get to pen and paper and shit get locked in, Teo tucking his damn tail. What you think about this BVO with Shakur and Teo, man? What you think about this with them? What they got going on with the negotiations? Talking about they're making progress in negotiations currently.
Hey, Teo versus Shakur Sanchez, that's a great fight, man. That's a great fight. Only thing I will say, I probably would favor Sanchez because Teo has a hard time being first. Either way it go, I think that'll be one of the best fights we'll see, in a long, long time. I really think that'll be a chess match. But no matter how it go, that was some real soft stuff we heard from Sanchez. But when haven't we heard something soft like that from Shakur? That's how he talks. He said Abdullah Mason was his brother. Then Abdullah Mason had to come on and announce, only brothers I have came from my father. So that's kind of dude he is.
I heard something about that too, BVO. I heard something about that.
Shakur be trying to have that buddy system with these guys, man, and be friendly with these guys so he won't be able to fight them motherfuckers eventually.
When I got a chance to talk to his dad, because they live in between Cleveland and Houston right now. So what he was basically trying to say is because they kind of spar and help each other, down in Houston. Jay Prince got a huge ranch down there where a couple guys, Jared Anderson, all can spar each other. He kind of like saying, "Oh, we all on the same team." But this ain't no like my man Pop said. This ain't no Harlem Heat, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the corniest thing we ever heard.
Baby. Unless y'all in all different weight classes, this is not the NWO.
Hold on. Let's be real. We're talking about this age, this generation of fighters. Look what this shit they're doing. Tank is fighting Jake Paul. Shakur and Keyshawn tag team. Teo is being racist for no reason. Ain't gonna fight no black fighters.
Well, Ryan Garcia is a crackhead.
Get too mad Devin and his dad talking about shit. Do you know this generation is effed up? Come on, man. You can't get mad at Abdul for
taking this fight, man, because you got to remember Muhammad Ali did fight a wrestler and break his leg in his prime. So this is just
no. Don't compare Tank to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was already accomplished, and that's a bad example. Don't do that.
I'm just giving you example.
That's a
Now,
bad
come on, and
example.
listen, and you
now, Big
hold
Dog
on.
Willie, I say this, Big Dog Willie. I say, far as what you saying pertaining to the generation of like these fighters of this like era, I agree with you. Like this era definitely are totally different from the older eras that we came across in the past. And a lot of these guys don't got thick skin. A lot of these guys are sensitive, they're emotional, they be in their feelings and shit about shit being said in the media, etc. What I'm saying? And it leads into a whole lot of shit amongst, the boxing world, amongst these guys. And I'm just saying in general with Teofimo Lopez and Shakur, and particularly with this fight, Shakur, he needed to be looking for a backup plan, knowing that Teofimo is a guy that's possibly not going to take this fucking fight damn near 80, 90%, for sure, damn near, because of T.O.'s recent actions. He's scared to fight black fighters, but he wants to attach his name to these black fighters and promote himself, and it's the wrong fucking thing to do, man. It's just not the right way to promote yourself. You know what I mean?
But
And
yeah,
people
the
have
thing
Come
about
on,
it,
Cam. You got to stop doing that, Cam. Nobody said nothing when Sugar Ray Leonard was doing this, man.
man,
Like
what are you
this is
talking?
normal.
You're naming Grace, man. You can't stop doing that.
But they did.
BBL.
They
what that
all the
got to do
greats
with
did corny
Tio though?
stuff. You
But
realize that
but
Sugar Ray Leonard
no,
didn't
bro.
fight Hagler till he had
But
to.
that don't
No,
make
no,
it
no, no,
right
no.
though,
He didn't
bro.
fight Hagler till he had to.
It's
You got to
Hagler.
be honest. You got to
True.
be honest, man. That's the thing,
It's
Willie. You
true.
got to
He
be
came back off
honest.
retirement after watching the Hagler fight and said I could beat him. Then he didn't just fight Hagler. He fought somebody else before he fought Hagler. If I'm not
He
mistaken. So
these guys,
we're not.
all these guys are playing the waiting game. It's just like we didn't see Floyd fight Andre Berto till he lost. Once
Okay,
Andre
I
Berto
think
lost, all of a
I
sudden you
think
get a fight
Well,
you're
with
I'm not
because
Floyd.
you're
gonna blame it
naming,
on that because
but
Andre Berto did step away for that major earthquake.
the
And
people you naming. Oh, go
that
ahead. My
derailed the hell
fault.
out of his career. So,
The
but
people you
he
name are
did
already
fought
established,
right
though.
call.
He will have not
You
fight the likes of a
Tio is
Duran
established,
or
man. Hold on, no matter how
Duran
you play,
or Hearns.
Willie,
Sure,
no
Ray
matter
fought
how
both
you
of those
play it,
guys before he
man.
got to
Tio is a
Hagler.
2-time lineal champion, bro. That's
And
big.
against
That's
who?
big.
Against
To the
who?
Josh Taylor and Lomachenko.
Duran, Hearns.
Those names are comparable, man. Because I know you like to play this fantasy game like people ain't going to the Hall of Fame left and right. He's going to the Hall of Fame probably.
That's fine. He can go to the Hall of Fame, but he's not accomplished like those guys are. Those guys were accomplished and they can mess around. People
They
knew
can
their
mess
name.
around, but they
People
had
were
the same
saying,
accomplishments. They were they were lineal champions.
but they were fighting.
Lineal means the best. See, I understand because you watch Abdul Wahid, you don't know what a lineal belt looks like. It's a belt called the Ring Magazine, the Bible of our
Who's
sport.
Abdul Rahid? Who's that?
Your
That's
favorite
Tank Davis.
fighter.
That's Tank
Who's
Davis.
that?
That's Tank
Tank
Davis.
Man, I'm not. I ain't no Tank Davis fan.
Yes, you are, man.
No, I'm not.
You his biggest promoter.
Oh,
You his biggest promoter.
because I
That's
was
a
right
shot
about
at me,
something.
but
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
give a damn. I don't
The
care if
first
you
time
be
you write about something, you go everywhere in the world and let people know how much you love and care about Abdul Wahid. I get it.
First of all, I didn't even know his name was Abdul Rahim or whatever his name is.
That's
But stop making up shit. Stop making up shit. Let's get
Are
on
you
with the conversation.
against black Muslims or something? You against
Yep,
Muslim
I
people or
sure
something,
am.
Willie?
Yep, I sure am. I mean, I don't
Okay.
like black Muslims.
Mm.
And I don't like football players that sleep with my wife. Come on, man. You need to quit doing that. BBO. You can't play games with me.
I'm not
But
playing games with you, Willie. I'm
yes,
giving you
you
the truth.
are,
You don't want the
dude. You're
truth.
trying to be funny. But no,
Because
I'm just not.
guess what? I'm gonna tell y'all something funny that I looked up and because we on my man Cam, so I'm gonna show some love. I realized that Tank beat 2 of the welterweight champions by knockout. That's something to be said, bro. That's something to be said. If you knock him out, because I think Rolly could be special up there at 147 because with his new trainer, with Salas and that kind of power, that
He
retard might
beat
knock everybody
one
out.
person. He beat one person that is a crackhead, and now you guys saying he's gonna be special. He beat Ryan Garcia.
No, he
That's
just
one
looked better with
person.
Ishmael. Ishmael makes him look better.
He called Ryan.
He got beat up by an old man. He got knocked out by Pitbull.
All right.
You reaching
Let's
with the pit bull stuff.
No,
get
he
to
got
it,
beat up by
man.
Pitbull. He got knocked out.
Let's get back to the topics at hand. All right. This is the expert picks right here, man. So you got Team Canelo, you got Virgil Ortiz, Miguel Cotto, Jel Kazan, Ricky Hatton, and Marco Madonna. But here, they're all picking Canelo to beat Bud right here. And then, of course, for Team Crawford, you got Amir Khan, Shakur, Sean Porter, Ashaki Foster, and, of course, Clarissa Shields all picking Bud to beat Canelo right here, man. So what y'all think about this right here with the expert from Ring Magazine? They're expert picks right here.
Hey, I think what Adrian said on Rocky was true, man. Bud can't win. It's that simple, man. He's gonna get beat dead, man. You faced a living legend Canelo Saul Alvarez, man. This is another laughable fight, man. It's like he did my favorite fighter, Charlo. He gonna do him dirty, man. He gonna do him dirty.
You sound very upset that Charlo got his ass whooped. He didn't do a
Yeah,
lot.
that was painful for a lot of people.
I was hurt. That's my favorite fighter in the world. I was hurt.
I was hurt too. How he quit? Yeah,
He didn't quit, punk. He got beat up.
he quit it.
He ain't quit, punk. He got beat up.
Quit.
He didn't quit, punk. He got
beat up so bad he quit. Okay, my fault.
No, he got beat up.
That. He got beat up so bad
he back of the head and it was over.
He got hit, man. Get the hell out of here, man.
Hold on, Pop. I thought you keep it real.
You said he got hit in the back of the head and that was it?
The side of the head, the side of the head.
Man, he got caught with a good shot.
Behind the ear, and it was it.
And quit.
He should have had his hands up. Oh, man.
Should have had his hands up.
Hey, he should have had his hands up, man.
You cold blooded, Pop, man. I'm sending you back to Africa, man. You cold.
Well, I mean, when you looking at who picked for who, I mean, yeah, that's yeah. I mean,
you got all the haters on Cream Team Crawford side. All the people who hate.
They call them haters. I mean, Miguel Cotto picking Canelo, yeah. Canelo beat him, so he probably don't think that. He probably think that, Bud the same thing. He might be too small. Excuse me, Joe Kawasaki, he just made a pick. Ricky Hatton, he made a pick. Barrera, I mean, he made a pick. I mean, Amir Khan got beat by Bud. That's Bud's little brother. Sean Porter got beat by Bud. Oshaki probably looks up to Bud the way that he moves. And Clarissa Shields, they call each other twins. So yeah, what the fuck?
I can't wait till my man Cool Boy beat the life out of Foster, man. I hate that dude. I can't wait till we get him, man.
Damn, what you gotta get to Oshaki Foster?
Why do you think he gonna beat the life? He ain't beat the life out of nobody in a long time.
Damn. Hostility towards Oshaki Foster.
He stink, man. All he do is box and run, man. I hate that.
Damn, that's nasty work right there.
Oh, that's nasty work. He'll steal your money, man. You go to see a fight. This dude want to run.
So I got another clip right here with Bud. I'm gonna play right here.
He's not me.
Yeah.
As much as a lot of people, say we have similarities and we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, and I'm not him. So.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. He's trying to get to where I'm at. He's where he at. I'm where I'm at. He got a long way to go.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
You know what? If he was disrespectful, he would get like more. Like people would either hate him more or love him more. But he's such a damn. He just kept saying he's not me. As much as they kept trying to make it like, hey man, yeah, he is a guy. Matter of fact, that motherfucker Chrysler 200, not a 300. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do that. But it is what it is. I just want to see the fight. I really don't give a damn what like everybody. He gonna knock him out. He gonna do him dirty. He gonna beat the life out of him. Yeah, I just want to see the fight. The fight sign, seal, deliver that shit.
Hey man, Bud stink, bro. I hope he lose. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you just mad. You know what?
Damn.
I know what it is. Not only did Canelo get his ass whooped, but Earl got his ass whooped. They both stable mates. Then the stable fell apart. So I feel where BBO coming from.
No, there you go, man. Yeah, I was hurt. EJ lost. I know you got to keep bringing
The
it up every
whole
time you get a
stable
chance.
fell apart. You feel me?
I was hurt when EJ lost. I know you got to keep bringing that up, bro.
I'm just saying, it's not just that. The whole stable fell apart within like a few months.
No, Derrick James was a snake, bro. That's all.
Now Derrick James is a snake. Before he was
He
training.
from Oak Cliff. He from Oak Cliff. That's like being from like
come
that's like
on,
being
man.
from like Youngstown or Cincinnati or Dayton or something. That's what they do.
I gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. So you probably think it's Mark Breland's fault what happened to Deontay Wilder.
Whose fault was it?
Mark Breland.
Man, Mark Breland got railroaded. He did nothing wrong. Deontay's a cornball for saying that stuff.
What did Derrick James do but just let them dudes be the drug addicts that they were?
Exactly what you just said. Letting them be drug addicts, man.
What the hell, bro? He's their trainer. He not their dad. They got dads.
But they don't say that. They don't say that about Eddie Reynoso.
What you talking about? All them juiced up motherfuckers he got.
Hold on. Canelo ate a Whopper, dog, and y'all talking about he was on clenbuterol and all this.
You know how
That's
many
crazy.
Whoppers he would have had to eat to goddamn get the stop that shit, man. That nigga would have had to eat every Whopper made for the day for him to get that. Stop it. Stop
You
that
go,
shit.
man.
Y'all
You
niggas
go.
tripping. You gotta cut that out, bro.
Who you got winning, Cam? I ain't heard who you got winning.
Man, I'm edging Nello, man. I'm edging Nello. I'm edging because of the weight, man. But I'm not ruling Bud to not win this fight due to the fact that I feel like Canelo been regressing the last couple of years for real. You know what I
We
mean?
got Ohio finally together on one pick. Me, you, and my man Marcus all picking the same guy for once. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Yeah, man. I found it interesting though, like with it, as far as Bud saying no, court. I like how Bud said, like, yeah, Boost not me and everything and shit. So, he said what he's supposed to say, what I'm saying, particular for sure. And then, of course, he threw a little shot at Boots, talking about, Boots got to work to get to his level and everything. You know what I'm saying? That boy Bud always throwing some slick shit at Boots, man. Always. I be finding that shit slick as hell.
Man, we
But,
already know he'll be. Bud can't. Hurt your boy Boots, man. Boots is a hype job. I keep telling y'all that.
I can see
you know about Boots,
you just
man.
want to troll today. This nigga just wants to
I told my
He
brother
always
YSM
been
the
feeling
same
that way.
thing,
He
man.
always been feeling that way about him.
Who Boots?
Yeah, you always felt that way about Boots.
See, now if you talking about a real fight like Virgil Ortiz, I could see.
If you don't stop
A
that
real
shit,
fighter like Virgil, stop it, bro.
you don't
Hold
stop
on,
that
you ain't
Stop
seen him beat Boychek? He got dropped twice and still won.
man. Oscar paid a lot of money for that shit.
it. Shit, Boychuk was. You seen Virgil was marked up like a motherfucker right after that
He dropped
fight.
him twice.
Virgil was marked up after Boychuk was in that fight. That's why that boy ain't really want to run that fight back 100% too.
No,
Because
you ain't gonna run that back. You gonna take the win and leave.
He still don't want to run it back. What the hell you talking about? He trying to run that
I
back.
remember when
Virgil,
Deontay
we
Wilder
gotta
got
understand. We just
the
talked. We literally just talked about this last night on my brother Dean's show, man. Where we was talking about how Golden Boy, man, how they matchmaking for a lot of them fighters, man. Them boys over there be matchmaking good as fuck. Similar to top rank, man, over there. Just Williams the Pater. Boy, get all the way up to 30 something and all and shit, and then get to a fight and then shit the bed. You feel me? Like they be padding them records heavy over there at Golden Boy. And
Protecting custody over there and
Virgil
Golden.
definitely got some padded fights in his motherfucking record for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But Virgil's a good ass fighter. I ain't taking nothing away from Virgil at all. I think he's a good ass fighter. And I definitely want to see, him and Boots lock it in. If they both get through, Lubin and Lima, that's the fight that I would definitely love to see between both of them guys, lock it in finally and get all the bullshit off. But I don't think that fight's gonna
you
be
talking about
next
Lima
week.
that work at rallies? You think he gonna be a hard fight?
No, ain't gonna be no hard fight for. I think Boots gonna beat Lima for sure, and I got Virgil beating Lubin as well. So I think both of them gonna win their next fights that they have. I'm just saying I don't think the fight, with as far as them having their two fights in October, I don't think them fighting each other is going to happen after. What I'm saying, due to the route that Boots is on. It seems like Boots is going the WBA route, and he's trying to get that WBA strap right now. because that fight with Lima is a title eliminator fight in the WBA. And the Baz Baru, he just beat Yunus Talez last week. He's interim champion now, and the WBA, they're talking about ordering Jamel Charlo to fight a Baz Baru, since Jamel Charlo is champion in recess right now for the WBA at 154. So you may get Jamel fighting the Baz Baru first, trying to get that title, and then maybe Boots try to follow up on Jamel after that, maybe if he beat Lima.
So Charlo champion in recess. So BBO. So your man literally been he been walking down the runway, right? That's what he been doing. He's still modeling for them boys over there that dropped Kanye. So you still fuck with it. This is
I don't know, man. You know you gotta watch you Pop, man. You one of them slick talking cats, man. So
I'm just saying, man. You know your man was, before when he was on that little break and then nobody know what he was. I went in and was Googling him and I seen him on the runway.
That boy Papa Legend, that dude, he's on the runway.
When he ain't want to, he kept ducking. It was Baccarat, he was ducking, and Timzu. He was just like, who is these guys? Ain't nobody know where.
Yeah, he ran. I always said that he ran from Majimoff and he ran from Baccarat. I mean, it was tough.
Was he at when these guys? Then I looked up and he's over there modeling.
Well, he had a lot of personal stuff going on, man. His brother was a rhino for a minute.
Virgil, the same dude that said that, and not Virgil himself, his manager, he the same one that said that we gonna get a fight that's bigger than Boots' name ever will be. Which he was talking about Keith Thurman, and they ain't even fighting Keith Thurman. They about to fight fucking Erickson Lubin. They had to pull Erickson Lubin from Baccarat, from a damn mandatory fight.
Keith Thurman dropped out on us, man. What can we do? He ran from us.
Yeah, he got a title shot.
Yeah, you got a title. You got the real WBC, not the interim.
We got the interim for him right here.
He got a title shot with a more established fighter. The fuck
who is not good.
And for a bigger bag, probably.
He's more established. He's more established than Vic. Virgil's never had a belt. Never had a real belt. He's just been.
Virgil's the WBC interim champion right now. He's the WBC interim champion at 154. Thurman said, fuck Virgil when I can fight for the real thing with Fundor and get a bigger bag and main event in Vegas. And Virgil, his team saying that, we going to fight a bigger name. Well, y'all ain't fighting Thurman. Now y'all fighting fucking Lubin. Like, y'all try to shit on Boots in the process of that shit, and that shit didn't look good on y'all behalf. Because now Lubin is not a bigger name than Boots. He's not.
Not even a more established. He's never won a championship. He's lost all his big fights.
That's what I'm saying, man. Virgil, you read what you sow. When you be popping your shit, like your team popping your shit and saying y'all gonna do this and do that, and then the shit don't turn out to be that. Now y'all looking bad over there because y'all had to pull Lubin away from fucking Baccarat because I know Baccarat, they didn't have nobody to fund the fight for Baccarat.
He trying shit. Yeah, no. Y'all niggas ain't gonna hell no. He with the truth. That's why, when I did a show and I was like, it was a chess move what Boots did because when you think about it, at 54, before his name started doing all this bullshit that happened, he'd already signed the fight, whatever. He called him limo driver, whatever. WBA eliminator. And this guy, you fighting for his IBO belt. And if you that IBO belt gets you close to that WBC shit. So he's trying his best while being ranked. So he's trying his best to get at a big fight next. But we all knew he wasn't gonna just come up here. If he didn't fight Baccarat off the rip, and it seemed like he was fighting Lubin, and it was musical chairs. We didn't know what the fuck was going on for months at 54. We were just speculating. He picked the limo driver that everybody, that's the name niggas was calling. All right, but then look what happened. This guy ain't fighting this guy. That ain't happened. This ain't happened. Who's left out? Oh, he just fought. So now what? He would have been, that shit funny, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you read what you sow. You gotta be careful what you say because at the same time, he was talking shit about Boots, saying, well, you gonna get Thurman? He ain't get Thurman. He ain't even get Xander. They was going after Xander and Top Rank. They wasn't about to put Xander to fight Virgil right now when they trying to build him up, and they just got this man the title just now. They weren't about to let him go out like that. They gonna build Xander. They'll build his name, make some money off his motherfucking ass in Puerto Rico and New York
At least three,
on a
four
couple
fights.
of title defenses, and then they gonna move forward from there if they want him to fight a champion from there
I don't
and try
know.
to unify.
He's act like they don't know that. It's gonna be at least three fights they're gonna get off of Xander. One in the garden, in the big part of the garden, they're gonna try to boost him up. And then, the next two probably had two. Yeah, you're right, probably had two in Puerto Rico. Before you have
definitely going probably two in Puerto Rico and one in New York.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they gonna build with Xander because they looking at Xander as the next Puerto Rican star on some Trinidad shit. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how they trying to move him. Like, they gonna move him very carefully for
When I say
sure.
that,
Like, they're not gonna put him against one of the champs right now immediately.
I was saying shit, people was laughing. I was like, he got the Berlanga budget when Berlanga went rogue. You know what I'm saying? And he got a lot of that TO shit too, because he just Xander know how to be quiet.
I got prime example. Just like Abdullah. Okay, Abdullah fighting Sam Noakes September 22nd, right? I mean November 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Fighting him. He wins that fight, gets the title for the WBO at 135. His first fight next is gonna be in Cleveland, hometown.
Yeah, definitely.
Hometown fight in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Nice, contender probably in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be against no motherfucking Devontae Davis or no fucking Shakur Stevenson. That Top Rank's not gonna do that with him. They're not gonna move like that.
Especially with Top Rank getting ready to land on a new home. So, Abdullah's gonna be Abdullah wins this fight, he's gonna be like one of those names where like they're gonna be banking on him. Like, to be truly honest with you, he's gonna get he about to get the new Shakur Keyshawn budget. Keyshawn gonna have to work it back up, but it's gonna be the new. When I say that, I mean he's gonna be the new guy. He's trustworthy.
I feel like Top Rank ain't going away from Keyshawn though. With them fouling that position though,
they just mad.
They fucking with Keyshawn still. They still fucking with him because they found a petition for Keyshawn to become the 140 number one contender for the WBO for the TO title. So that they still fucking with Keyshawn for sure with that being
said. They're mad at him. Like, I mean, it's over with. It was a few months ago now. We all made content on it, but they still mad, bro. That's a lot of money. That was a lot of money that they the way we don't even know, but they're gonna use that shit to propel them on to the next network that they get that budget. Because Al used to getting that. I mean, Bob used to getting that 100 and just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He used to getting that 100 and he used to having to go into his pocket. He used to getting that 100 from the network and giving you the fights that, a lot of the fights that he give us, we want. And it was for whatever you paid for. He wasn't trying to do the pay-per-view like that. If you had ESPN, nigga, we watching the fights.
Thanks, bro.
If they
I got another clip right here. I got a clip from Bo Mac right here, man. Bo Mac Mo Snacks about Bud and Canelo right here.
You have a prediction on the fight for Canelo Alvarez?
We're gonna beat this motherfucker's ass, dog. It ain't no cakewalk. We're gonna beat his ass, though. I promise you that.
And what's your message to the naysayers that Terrence is too small?
Watch and see. I ain't steered you wrong yet. And I ain't in the business to start now. Fuck that shit. I tried to tell them about Spence, but they didn't want to listen. Oh, Bo don't know what he's talking about. This is that. Oh, what the motherfucking shit. All
right. There you go, Bo Mac, man. Salute to Bo Mac. Yeah, there, man. Hey, Bo Mac, see, that's why I've been posing that question throughout the whole time. No, after this fight was locked in, I've been posing that question. Bud and his team looking at Canelo like fool, bro. They looking at him like food.
Yeah.
They think they're very confident in beating Canelo. And one thing, if you think about no Team Crawford, they no they come from top rank. Great matchmaking over there. Very strategic, and the fights that they take. Bud and them, they always think strategic with the fights that they take for sure. And I ain't saying that they on some scary shit with fights and shit like that. I ain't saying that in particular. I'm just saying no in the game in general, with a lot of fighters in general and a lot of promoters and managers, they're always going to be strategic with the fights that they take, as far as different styles. You know, trying to build their fighters and pad their records and win and et cetera, get in position for titles and win titles, et cetera. You know what I mean? And I just been feeling like throughout the whole time, Bud Crawford and his team, they're so confident. They looking at Canelo like food over there. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a real interesting factor for me, because I'm like, Bud Crawford is a guy that's very, no, persevering and very determined, very self-disciplined, into his craft. So where like this shit makes it very interesting. Where that's why I said I'm leaning Canelo, but I'm like I'm not surprised if Bud pulled this shit off though, for real.
I mean, it's a fight that like when they first said it, I was like, I don't know, man. But then I was like, how long is it gonna take? I said if it took him if he get like 10 months to get acclimated to the weight and then start walking around at that weight and feel comfortable at that weight, it's a problem. If it ain't a rush fight, I was like, and then it was like, it's gonna be like a year. I was like, this is a 50-50 fight. Because people don't understand how like you can like blow up. Like, I mean, not like nigga, you can blow up as easy. Like, you can but he's doing it the right way, where he's just got comfortable at his walk around weight and then put on a little bit of weight, which was muscle, and then now you just cut it down to 68. Probably gonna be the easiest cut Bud ever did in his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where people are like, he gonna be so heavy. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be the easiest cut he ever did in his life. Where he don't gotta cut 20 to 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, 15 to 20 pounds, some shit like that. He's probably gonna share like 12 pounds.
Yeah, everything, bro. Everything, literally, because Bud ain't fought since he fought Masvidal, and he's been in an assumption that this Canelo fight was going to be next for him. Man, he's been everything. All his preparation has been built for Canelo. So that makes it real interesting, because I know we had the factor out there where we talk about Bud, like, man, we wish Bud would have like a tune up at least at 160. Or you know what I'm saying, just to fill out the weight, let alone with Canelo, because Canelo fought Skull. You know what I mean? So we was hoping that Bud would at least get one of those fights to get a little bit more acclimated, for everybody to be a little bit more comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with their with their takes and their opinions on the fight with Canelo and Bud in particular. But I would say with Bud, I just feel, bro, I'm not ruling him out of this fight, man, because a guy like Bud is just like, he's just one of those guys that you just can't count out, man. You can't count out, like, for real, man.
I just want to see the fight, bro, because like, even though when he did fight Kovalev, he did jump to 75. He didn't fight nobody at 68, I don't think, before he jumped to 75. He went from like 75, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't rule nobody out when they do that. But
and McQueen, before I get you to start real quick, I got this video right here from Fernando Vargas Jr. right here on the fight with Canelo and Bud right here.
What's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terrence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terrence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Right there, man. And McQueen, man, what you think about all of this and Fernando Vargas Jr.'s take right there?
I like Fernando Vargas Jr.'s his take. I can see where he's coming from. Um, with the southpaw thing, wanting to get the knockout for La Raza and all that. I appreciate it for what it is. I think that Smoke made a great point about not having a cut. Because I watched a video the other day. It was about the harsh truth or the dark truth of weight cutting in boxing. And there was a segment on there with Bud. And that man, he looked horrendous in one of his weight cuts down to 135. Bomac
Hmm.
also alluded to the fact that they probably could have fought at 168 however many years ago. But
Hmm.
in boxing, you know how it goes. As fans, we think about the competitive side and we just say, well, these guys are cutting weight because they want advantages over smaller men and yada, yada, yada. But we don't take into account all of the things that you just mentioned a couple minutes ago about the way that Top Rank will likely move Abdullah and Xander Zayas. It's about the money, the
Right.
matchups. That's the reason why some of these guys cut weight. Because you got to think about the names and the divisions. Like Errol Spence had that one off, if I'm not mistaken. It was against Chris Van Herden at 154 a couple of years ago. But it's like, why the hell would he go straight to 154 if 147 is buzzing? You got Keith, you got
Facts.
Sean Porter, you got Kell Brook, you got Danny Garcia, then Ugas popped up on the scene. Manny Pacquiao is still at 147. You got a plethora of names to choose from that are far more lucrative than whoever was at 154 at the time. You know what I mean? So I think with Bud, it was probably the same thing. That was like the path to everything that you just mentioned. Being able to navigate through the divisions, pick up belts, become 2 times undisputed, yada, yada, yada. And that's the one thing about boxing. Achievements, accolades, accomplishment, a lot of that is a byproduct of engineering. It's not just the best guy fighting the best guy or whoever's the most deserving and so on and so forth. It's like, nah, it's maneuvering, it's scoping out the landscape. This guy got that belt, this guy got that belt. I'm positioned over here. What's the likelihood of me getting a shot at that belt or getting that opportunity? It's part of the reason why we see Boots Ennis going up to 154, right? Like, what was the likelihood of
Facts.
him achieving his goal of being undisputed at 147 with all of the belts being dispersed? Not likely, because why in the hell, if you're PBC, would you say, hey, yeah, Mario Barrios, go over there and potentially get your ass whooped and get your belt taken by Boots Ennis when we got this far more lucrative, far more attractive
Right.
Pac-Man fight over here for you? Or you could fight Abel Ramos, but it's going to be on like one of the biggest events in boxing in the past 5 years, and it's going to be on Netflix, and over however many hundreds of thousands or hundreds of millions of people potentially going to be watching this fight. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So go over here and do this, get the bag, stay champion for whatever that's worth, so on and so forth. As far as Bomac and company, I don't believe that they're taking Canelo lightly, because I watched the whole interview with him in the barbershop, and he did say that it's not going to be a cakewalk, so on and so forth.
Right.
But I do believe that they see some things similar to what Errol Spence. Bomac,
Absolutely.
for the longest time, he was talking about studying Errol Spence since back when Spence was at the amateurs, because they had the thought that they would meet them somewhere down the line. And with Canelo Alvarez, to my man Smoke, he just mentioned, was it Kovalev? Was that him that mentioned Kovalev or you? I think it
Yeah,
was him.
he mentioned Kovalev.
All
Yeah.
right, so you got to look at that, right? When Canelo went straight up to 175 to fight Kovalev, Kovalev was dealing with some things. He was having legal issues. He was having issues with alcoholism. I mean, it's no secret. His ex-trainer, John David Jackson, who was with him when he was fighting Andre Ward and all that, he came out and said Kovalev couldn't put the bottle down.
Right.
And then also, we got to remember, Kovalev had already been stopped prior to Canelo fighting him. Andre Ward has stopped him, and Alida Alvarez has stopped him. So then you got to look at Canelo Alvarez, and I think you alluded to him being a little bit on the downslide, just a little bit. I don't want to use the word shop worn to say, we'll just say long in the tooth. Canelo had arthroscopic surgery back in 2018. They tried to cover it up and say it was cosmetic to remove a cyst from his knee. But if such was the case, if you go back and look at some of the fights in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, when he fought Rocky Fielding, he had the damn knee brace on. You see Canelo whenever he's training, he's had the knee braces on, compression sleeves, and all this other stuff. Then also, he had trouble making weight with the second Triple G fight. There's that clip. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but after the weigh-in, Canelo damn near fainted on stage.
Yeah, I remember, and then even with that fight, because I was actually that was my throwback fight of the day earlier today, where they said the IBO title wasn't on the line due to him not having to pay the sanction fee.
So that likely indicates that there was also some more trouble there with Canelo, or just some difficulties, some challenge in that fight. But I was looking at that clip the other day, and they had to catch him and sit him down on the chair. So you
I
got to
remember
factor
that.
those things in.
Mm.
So I'm looking at Bomac and company. I guarantee you they've been studying this man like the damn like the FBI. Like they looking at every little thing. Like, oh shit, he had a little bit of trouble making. And that fight was at what, 160? So he had a little trouble with weight there. There's been clips of Canelo a little bit inebriated. That VMC shit that they have in the ring every fight. That's his tequila company.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're looking at all these things. Like, all right, knee surgery here, been drinking a little bit there. He's only about 5'7". He's got the shorter reach. And boxing is a game of advantages. And that's why it's important for all fighters to try to be as Spartan as you possibly can. Because you never know when certain opportunities are going to present themselves.
Mhm.
And you never know if these opportunities could potentially be the moment where you show just a little bit of decline. These people know who's who. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who's who. I'm pretty sure whispers take place in the shadows. And folks know, like, all right, this guy ain't really been training like that. This guy been having issues with that. This guy been having issues with that. You got to keep your house in order. So I'm pretty sure they're looking at all of these things with Canelo Alvarez, looked at certain tendencies that he's had. How can we exploit certain things and work them into our favor?
Facts, facts. I got another video clip right here. This is from Jeff Ford right here.
Oh wow, you really feel that Terrence could stop a bigger Canelo?
Possibly, yeah, sure. He's got super accurate shots, and if he's able to weather the storm early from Canelo, if that's what Canelo's strategy is, that could tire him out, and could allow a window for Terence Crawford to start seeing if he's able to pick the holes and land the good shots. He could certainly tire Canelo out and stop him later in the fight. It's definitely possible.
Interesting right there, man. From Jeff Horn right there. Saying basically, definitely,
Yes, stranger. I
Joe
don't like
Crawford.
Canelo because he's Mexican. I just had to get out there. I had to satisfy him because he's already got his wheels turning. He's got his mind made up. So yes. I'm black and I'm biased and I don't like Canelo because he's Mexican and because he got red hair. All right, what's it? All right, let's continue on with this Cam. I just had to get that out the way for my man Stranger over here. Beautiful cat, by the way.
Yeah, man. So interesting right there with Jeff Horn, man. He was saying that basically, like, no, he believes Bud can take Canelo into deep waters late in the fight, and if he pick his shots correctly, and that he's very accurate, he definitely has a chance to stop Canelo, in Jeff Horn's opinion. So, what you think about that a little bit?
I mean, history would tell us that it's possible, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Big George Foreman. Big George Foreman only been stopped one time. and it wasn't by the hardest puncher he's ever faced, because I know that's the talking points that we go with this conversation. Well, Canelo's been in there with the much bigger men and the far bigger punchers. He's been in there with Sergey Kovalev and yada yada yada. Just like George Foreman was in there with the likes of Ron Lyle and Ernie Shavers and Joe Frazier and Ken Norton and this one and that one. And who the hell stopped him? The guy that had a 61% KO ratio on Muhammad Ali. And how did he stop him? Tired him out.
Yeah.
Fatigue can compromise your ability to take a punch or being able to weather something. So anything is possible. I'm not going to say that that's what's going to happen, but anything is possible. You know, that dude got a top 5 chin of all time. And we talking about in there with some serious, serious punches.
The man Stranger says people are giving Crawford way too much praise when he hasn't fought anyone worth mentioning right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, man, like this is my problem. Like, Crawford, of course, he says his biggest fights is Ricky Burns and Victor Post style, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Which is, I mean, I felt like Crawford has had some good fights in his career. He got some good fights in his resume. Now is his resume strong as a lot of the guys that we put his name up with, as far as like Hall of Famers, superstars in the past and everything. No, it's not solid as much as theirs, but he has a decent resume for sure. And I don't even think like far as like the praise, like it's more so coming from like his fans and just boxing fans that fuck with Bud just because of his fighting style. Like I'm not a crazy fan of Bud, myself, but I'm a fan of his fighting style. Like I love the way he fights, so I'm gonna watch him fight because I love the way he fight and get down out there, man, for sure. So I'm definitely a fan of Bud of his fighting style. Now, outside of the ring, I ain't too crazy about him so much, but at the same time, like he gets the praise because of the work that he's put in and how well he's done in fights. Stopping guys his whole time being at 147 and shit. You know what I mean? Like he gets that love and that credit, that credit due. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I ain't gonna break down and start being like, Bud, Bud, he didn't defend undisputed after he won that 147. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like I could be like real critical and be shit, talk shit like that, but like, you know what I'm saying? At the point, like what's the matter of even talking about that when, right now in present time and he's about to fight Canelo at 168, man, for the undisputed titles up there, man. So that's what it is, and that's what we talking about. So that's why I don't even like the dawn upon the past so much, you know what I'm saying, as far as this shit. Now we can talk about it and break down for us the fight from the past, far as with Bud Crawford. Yeah, he just fought Madrimov at 154, and it wasn't the greatest showing from Bud Crawford. No, definitely he had to reel that fight out, in those championship rounds for sure. So that was worries me going into the fight with Canelo for sure, because he ain't looked too crazy at 154. When he fought Madrimov, and he's moving up, 2 more weight classes to fight a guy Canelo that's built in and he's definitely natural and ready and built to fight at 168. Canelo can fight at 175 if he really wanted to, for real. And he already has fought there before. So like it's a lot of interesting factors with this shit. As far as people saying as far as him stopping him, like Bud stopping Canelo. I don't believe he will. That's just me personally. I know a lot of the Bud fans, they believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because they real radical over Bud, and they like Sheldon Moore. He's talking about this shit ain't gonna be close. I don't know where he at. I'm surprised he ain't popped up yet. Fucking Sheldon Moore, his ass, he up here thinking Bud gonna step on Canelo, and a lot of other fans of Bud feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe this is gonna be an easy fucking fight for Bud Crawford. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? And I've been on record saying the same shit that my man Antonio Tarver in this video that I'm about to pull up right here been saying right here, and I'm about to play it right here.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's a challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, boy, it's going to be problems. You heard
me? What you thinking about that, Ed?
Yeah, I understand his sentiment about the close decision thing. I was watching that fight, Canelo Austin Trout, the other day, and there was a moment because that fight took place in Texas where they had open scoring. So they had all three of the judges' scorecards, as well as the unofficial from the commentators. And you had one judge that had it like 118, 110, crazy lopsided. And Paulie Malignaggi, he made a comment saying that the judge that had it had it 118 to 110, they might as well just go to the bathroom for the rest of the fight.
Man.
Because they probably got the next 4 rounds going to Canelo anyway.
Facts.
We've seen, what's my man's name? Floyd Mayweather. Boxing pretty cleanly, real sound, very convincing. There was no controversy as far as what our eyes saw, but of course there was who was it? It wasn't CJ Ross, was it? Can't remember who that judge was. But they had it and they had it so damn close. It ended up being like a majority decision or whatever that was. Split decision. And that fight wasn't that close, nowhere near it. That should have been a UD. So it is very difficult to beat Canelo on the cards, and understandably so. I mean, he's the cash cow.
Absolutely.
You got to keep the money train from being derailed. So I understand that a lot of palms get greased when you got a guy like Canelo holding the titles. It's like you want that guy to remain champion. Hell, that's why the sanction. But that's the real reason why that Williams. It wasn't a matter of Canelo getting a tune-up, because remember, he had the opportunity to fight William Sco before and defend, because William Sco was the IBF mandatory. What did Canelo do? He allowed them to strip him. Then he only had the 3 belts. And in order to make this fight far bigger or far more attractive, then he had to double back and alleviate William Sco of the IBF title. So this fight could be undisputed. So, I mean, it is what it is. So I understand where Antonio Tarver is coming from. Me personally, am I saying bet the house, bet the farm, bet your life, bet your left kidney and your third born?
Right.
For Terrence Crawford to get the stoppage? No, but I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility at all. Mainly because of what Jeff Horn was alluding to, and I think Kelly Pavlik also says something similar. So you got to stay in his ass, wear him down, you know what I'm saying, and chip away. It's not like it's impossible. Because Canelo very well could catch Bud with a shot. And you've seen it happen with the Amir Khan fight, even though I'm a little bit reluctant to use that as the ultimate example, because Amir Khan is also a guy who's been stopped at a much smaller weight. Remember, the first knockout he suffered was, I think it was at the hands of Breeders Prescott.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily use him as the barometer for Bud being stopped because he went up in weight and yada, yada, yada. And then also that was a very, very different Canelo. Younger, in better condition, fresher. I mean, timing is everything. Now we're talking about a Canelo that is close to 70 fights and God knows how many camps. And that's where the real wear and tear takes place. It ain't just in the ring under the lights. The great Roy Jones. He did the interview where he was talking about advice he had got from Jimmy Ellis. And he said Jimmy Ellis told him that he had suffered more damage in sparring than in cancer. You got to figure like this. You go 12 rounds in championship fights, that's 36 minutes. Camp lasts for 8 weeks. And you got to do probably more than quadruple the amount of work. A lot of work goes in to be able to perform for 36 minutes. It's a
Facts.
lot of running, a lot of deprivation of nutrients, a lot of wear and tear. You know, that's why that recovery thing is very important. You know what I mean? So who the hell knows? I do think Canelo is a fantastic fighter, very strong. He's got good IQ and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Hell of a counterpuncher, especially out of that high guard. He could detonate. It may only take, one, or maybe he goes with his usual tactic since I think it was like Callum Smith was like the first time I seen him be that intentional about it, but breaking him down. Like, forget about just trying to get him up out of there with one shot early on, but hit him on the hits, hit him on the shoulders, hit him on the arms. Maybe that guard starts to drop down a little bit, dig to his body, slow his legs down, make him more stationary, and then boom, you land a shot. It's possible. Canelo's terrific, man.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. That's why I said it's definitely gonna be a tough task for Bud Crawford, man, for sure. With just being definitely a size disparity for him, but I like I said with Bomac and Bud and his team, they just seem so confident to where it's like it just leads me to believe like I just can't put him out of this shit. As far as him stopping him, I don't personally see it. I don't personally see it. You know what I'm saying? Bud stopping Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really think either fighter is going to get stopped in this fight for real. Yeah, I know Ring Magazine, they posed the question a couple weeks ago, which I've mentioned it on my show and posted it in here. On my show, pretty much saying that no, which one of these guys are going to hit the canvas for the first time? Either one of these guys hasn't been on the canvas. And a lot of people believe Canelo will probably be able to put Bud on the canvas more so than Bud doing so with Canelo. And Canelo, he hasn't had a knockout since Caleb Plant, and that was 2021. So yeah, he's knocked guys down like Jaime McGee and Edgar Berlanga. He didn't knock down some William Skull. William Skull ain't give him a chance to, but you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't knock down Skull, and he hasn't he hasn't had to stop it. So him he knocked down Jamil Charlo in that fight. Jamil Charlo, he fought very cautious after that fight, after that knockdown for sure. Just looking back at it for sure. And
I think he was too cautious from the outset, though. I think he
oh
was just
hell
a
yeah,
little too cautious from the outset because there were opportunities for Jamel Charlo to, just score some points and just be a little bit busier than he was. Particularly when he's up in the high guard. One thing that I'm looking forward to seeing is whether or not Bud decides to go on the inside. That's what I want to see.
and you thought, bro, you thought about the same shit I was thinking too just now, bro. I was sitting, I'm like, because I was looking back at, I went back watching Canelo and Triple G, and that's when I showed the clip of, Canelo and Triple G too, the rematch earlier for the throwback fight of the day, and I was like, I wonder if Bud is really going to take the risk of fighting heavy on the inside like he's done in the past and several fights we've seen from him with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And especially, as far as how he adapts to Canelo's power, moving up in that weight class at 168 too. Like as far as him taking that risk on the inside, banging it out with Canelo, which is Bud said he ain't running, he ain't doing none of that shit. He said we gonna hit, we gonna have a good fight. So yeah, that's real interesting. You said that, bro.
Now, stranger, I do agree with you on that. but Canelo would get full credit for me if he goes out there and he beats Bud, no matter how he does it. If it's a majority decision, split decision, unanimous decision, stoppage, knockout, he gets full credit from me because Bud Crawford will not be 135 pounds. He won't be 140. Won't be full 147 on the night. He will be a 168 pounder on the night of. The guy has great skills. I think both of these guys do. So if he beats Bud Crawford, however he does it, he gets full props from me. But I do agree with you that it is a lose-lose situation in the eyes of many for Canelo. Because if he is to lose to Bud, then it's like, all right, you lost to the smaller man, right? But then if you beat him, then it's like, well, you just beat up a smaller guy who he only had one fight at 154, and he didn't look his best versus Madrimov and yada yada yada. And then this is why you've been ducking David Benavidez and all this other nonsense that people are saying. Instead of just looking at the fight for what it is, an isolated fight within the vacuum. So I agree with you. I think it is a lose-lose situation for Canelo. That's what the consensus would tell you. But me personally, if Canelo were to go out there and get it done, he gets full props from me. Full props. As far as the inside thing, the reason why I'm curious to see how it plays out on the inside is I just don't think his inside game is that sophisticated. Like I like Canelo's uppercut. Canelo's uppercut on the inside is beautiful, right? Sat Jaime Munguia down, beautifully timed uppercut on the
Right.
inside. But when I look at the rest of his inside game, just I'm talking about like the physical controls, being able to frame and post and pin and operating from shoulder to shoulder, like putting his head on the outside shoulder and being able to limit the other guy's fire and things of that nature. Defending yourself on the inside, it's just a wee bit leaky. I don't want to say he's horrible, he's trash, nothing like that, nothing extreme. Not gonna be hyperbolic, but I do think that he is leaky as hell on the inside. Um, my man, John Ryder, I've been saying this ad nauseum, but John Ryder was doing terrific work on the inside, hitting them with uppercuts, smothering them, turning them, posting them, uppercut, right hook, control him on the way out on the disengagement. That's where it's going to be extremely important for Bud if he does decide to go on the inside, because I do believe that his inside game is more nuanced than Canelo's. People have
Right.
spoken about the man's physical strength and so on and so forth. Many people, Richard Torres, the heavyweight, talked about wrestling with Bud, and Bud like locked him up, and he couldn't get free. You seen him dragging grown ass men. Amir Khan, he talked about who's on the Bud side as far as like the expert picks. He talked about being in a camp with Bud and witnessing him wrestling with heavyweights. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. Jeff Horn, you played a clip of him. Go back and rewatch that fight and look at how physical he was with Jeff Horn. And Jeff Horn, remember, his claim to fame was muscling little old Manny Pacquiao, and that's pretty much Jeff Horn's his game right there. It's just physicality, being a swarmer, somewhat of a bruiser. You know what I mean? Just using just brute
Right.
force. And Bud was muscling his ass the whole fight. I was concerned for Bud going against Errol Spence because I'm an Errol Spence guy, and I'm thinking, ain't no way in hell he's gonna be able to deal with the physicality. Because one thing you know about EJ is like EJ in his prime, when he decided to press you out, it was damn near nothing you could do. My man Kell Brook was boxing well. Once EJ pressed him in the second fight, walked his ass down, broke him down to the body, it was pretty much nothing he could do. Your Dennis Ugas damn near knocked him out the fifth over the top rope after the gum shell came out. What happened to that? He stopped boxing from mid range, pressed him out, beat him the fuck up. So I'm thinking there's no way in hell that Bud is going to be able to deal with that physicality. But when I seen him try to frame Bud on the inside with the forearm and Bud just pushed him off and he flew back like 5, 6 feet, I said, shit, it's gonna be a long night for my guy.
Right.
And it was a long night for my guy. And with Canelo, like I'm saying, Canelo, he's got good punching power, but the guy is pretty movable on the inside. So I got some shit that I'm clipping up right now. After I have it all clipped up, I'm gonna share it with you, Cam, so you can see what I'm talking about.
For sure,
But
bro.
but
You
but
already
John
know.
Ryder,
Casual
and
corner
that's
shit.
another one of those fights. But John Ryder was also a southpaw.
I remember
John Ryder
watching
was
that
also a
fight
southpaw.
vividly, bro. Like that was a tough, rugged ass fight for Canelo in Mexico. That was his first fight back home in a while too. In that
Yes, it
fight, I
was.
remember watching that fight vividly, where Canelo struggled. Like he was trying to knock Ryder out. And Ryder was just there the whole night, just willing through the whole entire fight, man, and fighting with him and begging. And both of them guys was marked up in that fight. It was a good ass scrap in that fight for real. But a lot of people right there, I think that was the fight that I believe the conversation came is Canelo regression, and then everybody been watching him closely since that Ryder fight, since then and been watching him, each fight that he's took since then. And they've looked at him like, oh damn, he ain't had a knockout since he knocked out Plant. So people looking at it in that perspective, looking at it like, damn, shit, Canelo looked like he regressing a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's where that conversation kind of really came about for real ever since that John Ryder fight, for sure. And that John Ryder fight was a good fight, a good
It
ass fight
was.
for John
It
Ryder. And it put
was.
Ryder into contention where he had fights after that.
Yep.
I
And
think what is the pace?
Canelo landed a beautiful ass. What's the name? It's probably one of the crispiest 1-2s I've seen from Canelo. That 1-2 that sat John Ryder down. I want to see him. I want to see him throw that versus Bud, man. I want to see him throw that versus Bud.
Hey, you remember that's crazy. I remember they had Golden Boy had Jaime McGee fight Ryder after that, and McGee stopped him. So then that was the build up for the McGee and Canelo fight after McGee stopped Ryder because he stopped him in fast fashion in that fight. But he stopped him like in the fourth or fifth round or some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, and then that was the
Yeah.
momentum for that fight to happen.
It was the pace, though. You know what it was? It was the pace, because Canelo is very, very methodical. He does his best work when he's got a docile opponent in front of him, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but Canelo's got so much presence. Like when you look at him fight, like you could tell that motherfucker knows he's the man. Like Canelo knows he's a bad motherfucker, and in turn, a lot of opponents treat him like that. Like you seen guys, yo, my man Jamel Charlo was outside the ring. Yeah, I think I could take Canelo. He getting tired right now. Then when he got in the ring, it was a completely different story. It looked like he just shrunk in front of Canelo. And Canelo's like, once he controls you, he knows, all right, I'm gonna just throw a couple hard shots, and you like, shit, I ain't even about to take a chance. I ain't gonna take a risk. And then he could just coast from there. So I think with John Ryder gave him a lot of resistance. But the reason why I want to see him throw that right hand like that, like how he did versus John Ryder against Bud, is because we have seen Bud be susceptible to the right hand, much like any other southpaw. The great Teddy Atlas calls the right hand the southpaw killer. Now, Israel Madrimov in the fight versus Bud, he wasn't able to completely get his offense on track. He spent more time feinting and bouncing in and out with the pendulum and trying to establish rhythm. And I thought that Bud did a really good job of keeping him off balance and keeping him from punching in combination. But the one
Right.
punch he was able to land consistently was the right hand, particularly when he threw it out of rhythm. When he broke his rhythm and then threw it, he was able to touch Bud with the right hand. Mean Machine, if I'm not mistaken, that sequence where, it was controversial, where people felt like Bud should have been called for a knockdown. I believe so as well. But Mean Machine, that was a right hand that he caught him with. Avanesian landed a couple of nice right hands on him as well. But the reason why I say in particular, like I want to see Canelo operate with that level of sharpness with the right hand is because Canelo does have a tendency to set up the right hand with the two probes. Touch, touch, right hand. And I think that is the wrong way to go about it against Bud, because Bud, I think he's just too sharp for that. He's a counterpuncher by nature, much like Canelo is. Both of these guys are fantastic counterpunchers. But I do believe at this juncture, Bud still having the legs and the reach, he can counterpunch in a couple of more ways than Canelo can. He could do it off the back foot. He could do it off the angles, so on and so forth. It's like with Canelo, with him having the shorter reach more often than not, the counter punches that he throws are typically at mid-range. He's out the high guard trap. You shoot a right hand, he's coming over the top of that bitch with a left hook. But to touch, right hand, that is just too big of a tell. By the time you touch, one or two things are gonna happen. Either the guy's gonna smother the right hand, now you can't get it off. And we seen William Skull do that. Like if you go back, and it wasn't the most action-packed fight, but I'm just talking about William Skull was able to maneuver around Canelo, not just because he was running around the ring, but he understood what he had in front of him. More often than not, when Canelo went to go set up the right hand, Skull was already aware of it. It's like, oh, you're gonna probe twice, then you're gonna throw the right hand. So now I get to choose how I want to react to it. Do I want to counter it? Do I want to smother it and take it away? Do I want to step inside of it? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to just disengage completely? You just got far more options now because you pretty much know what the hell he's about to throw. But when he threw it against Ryder in that one sequence, it was just quick and it was off the jab. It was just jab, right hand, and that bitch was like a laser right down the
Open
pipe.
stance. Open stance.
That open stance
Yeah.
shit too, man. That lead hand
Does
control, bro. That lead hand battle.
Canelo
So
doesn't do the double jab flick joint throwaway in the open stance. It's something a little bit different. That's what I wanted to come up here and ask. What's up with you fellas, first of all?
what up,
D1,
bro?
my brother, was good, brother, man. How you feeling,
What's up
brother?
with you,
Hey,
King?
hey,
Thanks,
how
bro.
was son? Yeah, I seen son pouring them dots in there, man, on the
That's
first
the
college
facts, bro.
game, man. He was doing his motherfucking thing out there, dog.
Facts, bro. They took them out. They seen what they needed to see in their first game because my son's playing down there on the JV level right now, just for the first
Yeah,
year because they're developing them and shit. But they lost by
absolutely.
1 point. But it was a great game, bro. I was so proud of the young man, bro. I'm such a proud dad, for real, for real. But
Man,
that's what I'm
that's
saying. And
amazing to hear, bro.
you think Crawford's gonna stay left-handed in this fight, or you think we're gonna see some switching? I would almost bet that. I think Terrence Crawford's gonna have to confuse Canelo a little bit and go
Oh, for sure.
orthodox and close it up.
If he
This is
does
a good
close
fight,
it,
bro.
I would, because I thought about this too as well, D. When I was thinking, like, if he does close it, maybe he looks to implement a similar game plan that he did with Errol Spence, which is, the guy works everything off the jab. I'm a parry or catch his jab with the backhand and simultaneously shoot mine at the same time. Because like being in open stance, that'll kind of take that away from him. Because now, the lead hand is so much further away.
Yeah, it negates
I
the
mean, the
reach
backhand
too.
is so much further away. But if he's busting him, if it's a close stance, like you just said, then he can pick Canelo's jab off with his backhand and fire his lead hand at the same time.
Shout
So
out to the
maybe he
chat
does do
too.
that.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yo, bro, I like this fight so much. Now that closer we get to it, the more I'm watching all of their fights. I watched all of their fights like 5 apiece in one day. I think it was like 2 days ago, or the night I was going to sleep for my son's football game. So it was Saturday night. And man, I think Crawford definitely has more than a good chance, man. At first, I thought there was no chance. Crawford's going up too high. This is too much for him to bite off. But and it all boils down to this factor: can he take them shots from Canelo? That's honest to God what it's going to boil down to. I think if he can't take the punches, obviously Canelo's going to wear him down with all the body shots. And later into the fight, probably going to stop Terrence. But if Terrence can take those punches and he fights a little bit more elusive than he has been fighting, he's got more than a better chance to win this fight. And that's all it boils down to for me, anyways, bro. Is can he take the
Nah, that's
punches?
a huge factor in it. That's a huge factor because, like I said, Canelo is really, really damn good. I don't think that he's like super flawed or anything like that. But I just feel like with his tendencies, like he has certain tendencies that are just could potentially get him timed with a guy that's like as sharp as Bud is. Like one thing, I'm not sure if y'all ever peeped like Canelo's technique with his left hook. Me personally, I would like to see him just shorten it up versus Bud. Keep everything compact and crisp. But like Dimitri
Not try
Bivol
to
talked
load
about
up
his
as
punching
much.
power, like how a lot of it is the product of him loading up. So
Yep.
if you look at his left hook, it's like it drops before it comes back up.
It definitely tells. It definitely
Yeah,
tells.
he's got some tells. So
Good fight though, man. I'm excited for it. At
damn good
first I
fight.
wasn't. At first I was like, this is some bullshit, bro. Now I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I
Crawford
mean,
can take them
it just
punches.
plays for a lot of interesting factors for the fight, man. Just looking at it with Buzz team, their confidence, and then Canelo, him sparring with Bulls, getting ready, taking the fight serious. Of course, no, but no, Canelo's been good work. Like I heard the guy Marco Verde, a guy that's been in camp with Canelo, that's fighting on the
Yeah, he welcomes
undercard.
me.
He's been giving Canelo some good work. Canelo's had Yuli Hernandez. He had him in camp. You know what I
Yup,
mean? He
yup.
had the real Valsane in camp. You know what I mean? So he's getting some good work, you know what I mean, from other guys. And like I mentioned the other day, I'm like, man, y'all talking about boost, but shit, he had the real Valsane in there. The real
Hmm.
Valsane, you know what I mean?
And
You
it
feel
lets you
me?
know
Like,
how
you know what
serious.
I'm saying?
It lets you know how serious Canelo's taking this fight. And shout out to Shell in the chat because he been commenting on every short I've ever made about this fucking fight. And he made me go back and look just by his comments. I'm like, man, he can't be that confident. You guys are crazy. I go back and look at the footage, bro. And Crawford got a chance. It's all about the if he can take those punches over 12 rounds. It's
Facts,
a good
bro. That
fight,
that's the
man.
real
Can't
main
wait.
thing. Cause we was talking about the factor being Ant. We was talking about the factor, Bud. Like how much risk is Bud going to take in a fight for us fighting on the inside? With Canelo. Like that's the real interesting fight factor. Which we know Bud he like to get down and dirty on the inside, and bang it out, with guys. You know what I mean? We have seen it with several guys he done fought in his career.
And much as I don't like Terrence Crawford as a man, you can't deny the fact that the fucking guy can fight. He's if anybody can make this jump, it's that guy. Do I think he's going to win? I don't. I think the punches will be a problem for him. I think as the fight wears on, he'll start wearing them punches more. They're both older guys. Terrence is 4 years older than Canelo, though, and I know Terrence treat his body like a fucking temple, all that good stuff. But Father Time waits for no man. And 38 years old is 38 years old. I seen him slow down in the Madrimov fight considerably. Now you're going to add 20 more pounds and go, nah, bro. I don't think it's going to happen for him. I think he could win. I don't count him out, but I would bet on Canelo if I was a betting man. So
I
it
mean,
is what it is.
conventional wisdom would tell you to go with the guy who's more
No,
proven at a particular weight class. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that or anything illogical about that, right? I mean, the guy's 2 times undisputed at 168. So to say that the man has absolutely no chance or
that's
you
facts,
shouldn't
though.
be favoring him that shit is just unreasonable. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the skills and all that other stuff, and I just want to be clear again. I'm not saying that Canelo isn't skilled, he isn't smart, all those other things, but
There's a bit of a gap.
just yeah, just with the nuance, bro. Just with the nuance, because I'm looking at all phases. I'm like, how does this guy look on the outside, mid range, and on the inside? Had to mute myself. Somebody playing Luther Vandross. I don't want you. I don't want you to get striked.
Yeah, and you're looking at fights much different than any casual fan is looking at it. You're looking at them like how I'm watching them. It tells a lot, bro. Like Terrence got the nuances, and I'm big on the little things. The little things in fights is what wins the fucking fight. Terrence definitely could do it. I just that the weight disparity and Canelo's punching power is the ultimate deciding factor for me. And I don't knock nobody picking butt. At first we were dogging people. You're fucking crazy. I don't think he's gonna stop Canelo. That's where I start to get on the Terrence Crawford fans. Because they have a level
Yeah.
of delusion. You've seen Canelo hurt twice. I seen him hurt in the 10th of Triple G. I heard you saying that on the panel the other day, and I went and looked at it, and he was definitely hurt to the body. There's no fucking doubt about it. But I just don't. I don't think that, 2 more weight classes. Canelo's been punched by much, much, much bigger men, and you didn't see him even fucking bat an eyelash. Other than the 2 times I listed and the Kodo, we all know about that. But it's just a
All
tall
the other
task,
instances, I
man.
seen him hurt too, though. It wasn't to the
Yeah,
chin though.
it's the body.
It wasn't to the
10.
chin.
Jeez,
That motherfucker's chin is like marble.
it is. It's crazy.
You might break your hand hitting that man. And that
And
man
his
has
poker
a
face, I think
phenomenal
it
chin.
is. And I think he's been tagged a couple times in his poker face. Nobody knows he's hurt because he not like you said. He's very calm under pressure.
He
You
does not
wouldn't be
panic.
able. You don't, bro. You don't.
But
Very
to the
hard to
body,
fucking. Yeah, yeah.
the
Triple
six,
G
the
got him.
six, nah, not just Triple G, Austin Trout, the sixth round, round six, 143 mark. Cause you know I'll be taking my notes.
No doubt, no
143
doubt.
mark. They were like in close, fighting on the inside. Austin Trout countered with an uppercut to the body. And then after that, Canelo stopped pressing forward. He backed off.
Yeah,
Output
yeah,
dropped. He wasn't letting his hands go. You know, he's generally he keeps his hands up in the high guard. He had his hands down,
yeah.
like around his body. So you know,
Guarding the
generally when the
body.
guy get hit to the body, that's when them hands come down.
Yeah,
You look at him breathing out his mouth and all that shit. So I mean, it's possible, but here's the thing though. If you want to go press him after you hurt him, that's a risky ass
that's
proposition because you still got to
very
worry
good.
about the power.
Yeah,
So go out there and try to press him out. If you want to, you got to be very, very careful.
yeah. Yeah, because you
But
know what
that
they
chin
say
is
about a hurt
phenomenal.
fighter. Yeah, a hurt fighter is the most dangerous fighter, and Canelo's got one of the best chins I've ever seen. Like it's not even nobody that really pays attention to the sport can debate that Canelo might have the best chin ever in boxing. One of them
Granny,
at least, bro. One of them at
Granny
least.
chin, bro.
Oh yeah,
Y'all see the new
Yeah.
WBA rankings?
No, I was about to
Yeah,
look
and
that
his
up.
man.
ability to roll off shots too, man. Like he's I love his ability to do that. Like he's one
Oh
of the
yeah,
best
his
at that.
rubbernecking, bro. He
Oh my
takes this
lord.
thing off them fucking shots, bro.
Oh
He
my
is
lord.
second to none at that too. His high guard is probably one of the best in the game. His upper body movement, his head movement, when he really wants to box and he's worried about something, he'll get onto his defense. And Canelo's got skills at defense. I don't know why
Yeah, he
people can't
does.
see that shit.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know, bro. I
The
don't know
only
why
thing
people
with
don't
his
see that
defense,
shit.
this is the only thing with his defense. I think that this is just having a nitpick. Is like he'll have those moments. He'll make a guy miss three shots, but then he'll pull straight back out
Yeah, yep,
with his
yep,
hands down. But here's the thing, though. It's like you got to be willing to follow him out. You got to be willing to follow him out the back door.
yep.
And most guys ain't
Takes a
trying to do
lot.
that.
No, because they know what's coming back. And plus, it could a lot of that shit could be trapped too. He could be backing out like that, hoping that you come to him so he can wing a fucking shot up top and knock you
Check
out.
hook.
Yeah,
Catch your silly ass with a check hook coming in. But
it's
his
a
head
good fight
movement is
though. I'm excited.
phenomenal. I agree with you as far as the high guard too. I think the only other guy that I would probably place above him right now is David Benavidez with the high guard. Because both of
Yeah,
them
maybe.
guys,
Yeah,
their guards are active as hell, bro. Like active. Because you see a lot of guys, and this is not just with the high guard practitioners. This is also with dudes who fight out the shell. Like you see guys fight out the shell, and then they'll have the backhand up, but that bitch stays in a locked position. It's static.
it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be moving.
Nah,
You're supposed to catch.
you're supposed to be able to react and pick shots off with the backhand, especially the jab. You know, that's supposed to be your primary means of like jab defense. But you see a lot of guys get in the shell and they just keep it like right there underneath the chin, like my man Devin Haney. Devin
Mm-hmm.
Haney, his backhand does not move. He don't pick shots off with it. It's just static.
No,
Like it looks good. It's like you out here looking cute with the shoulder and all this shit, but it's like your backhand got to be picking shots off.
it's
Canelo in the high
technically
guard.
wrong.
Canelo's like picking shots off. He incorporates head movement with it. He's bending at the waist. Like
Bro, you
defensively,
know what
dude's phenomenal.
I'm disappointed in Netflix. How come we ain't got no all access type program in place,
Man,
bro?
bro.
Where is
Bro.
the 24/7 and shit? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, they
They're
just been
expecting
doing
us
that.
content creators to do it.
Bud been doing this shit on on his YouTube channel, and
I know, I've been seeing
Canelo
some
showing
shit.
his clips and shit. You know what I mean? But like like these fights need that type of promo, bro. Like I don't
They do.
understand why No, I know PBC, they do the gloves off shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's not exclusive like they was before when it was on Showtime a little bit. I will say that, even though it is dope to see they, do that gloves off shit still for sure. They the only
I'm
ones that's
missing
really
that
doing
shit,
that.
bro. That's what sells me on the fights, bro. I'm an old school fight fan, bro. I've watched every fucking all access to every fight ever, bro. That's the type of programming that gets the boxing fans ready for this shit. I'm disappointed in Netflix on this one, bro. Fucking Turkey ain't even make a joint. It makes me think like they spent all the money on the salaries for the fight, so they ain't got no more money to do that shit. It's crazy to me. Super crazy.
Man, I just
They
switch
leaving the
gears a little
fighters to
bit.
do it on their own, man. Like Cam was
I've
saying,
been,
like, hey, bro, like we paid you the bag, do this shit by your own volition. Cause I have been watching Bud's channel and I've been enjoying it.
me
I've been
too.
enjoying it. I ain't gonna lie,
Me
but
too,
that
bro.
dude, I wouldn't want to hang out with him. He seemed annoying as hell.
For real, dog.
Cause he's like overly competitive for no reason. Like, bro, everything
Everything.
don't need to be a fucking competition,
But that's how I am too, though. I can't even cap, bro. My
bro.
son yells at me about this shit. He's like, bro,
They
you
were
want to
eating
compete in
dinner.
everything.
They were eating dinner, and then Bud ends up turning this shit into a cook off. Like, you don't make better chicken wings than me.
Yeah, I know.
Motherfuckers had a damn cook off. Like, bro, just eat them damn chicken wings.
Yeah, bro. Fuck. This shit crazy. But
He's competing in
I'm
the ice
Uber.
bath,
Yeah,
competing in ping pong. It's like
yeah. Everything,
basketball,
bro.
football.
Everything, bro. We're pitching quarters. I want to be better than you at that. I'm the same way, so I get it. But yeah, it is what it is. I gotta
Man,
cut
I
this
got some.
long, fellas. I came up
Do
because
your thing,
I
bro.
wanted to point that out. I'm still listening though. I just don't want to be,
Yeah, for
muting in and
sure.
out with this loud ass tractor. Appreciate you for having me, Cam. And
You already
it's
know,
always a
brother.
pleasure, fellas.
Salute,
I'm back in the
salute.
comments. Be good, be safe.
Yeah, man. So just little update, man. Of course, man. Daggone the WBA updated rankings just popped up last night, man, for sure. And I know salute to my brother L Dub. I know he covered it on his show. And of course, I wanted to definitely, give everybody a little perspective on it a little bit, man. So this is at 115 right here, of course. Fernando Martinez, he's the champion at 115 for WBA. He's about to fight Bam Bam Rodriguez November 22nd. So those guys are unifying up. And of course, Bam Bam, he has the WBC and WBO at 115. And those guys are definitely on the class collision. So Bam Bam, he's trying to unify up and become undisputed, unfortunately, coming up soon. And you got that right there. Those are the new rankings for the 115 division. And then 118 right here. Real interesting right here. Antonio Vargas, he's the champion at 118. Tension. Tension's been a big name for us in Japan. Coming up, of course, he's the same guy that fought in some exhibition fights and stuff in the past and everything. And he's an MMA, got an MMA background. He's number one contender now at the 118-pound division for the WBA. So real interesting right there. Then you got Takuma Inoue, Naoya Inoue's brother. He's at 3. So those are some of the guys right there in the 118-pound division that's notable. Of course, Nonito Donaire, he's the WBA interim champion after his last win in his last fight right there. So you got that right there at 118 and going to 122. Now anyway, of course, he's the champion. MJ, he's the interim champion. They're about to fight coming up in a couple of weeks, September 14th. MJ's been the mandatory, so they're finally about to get it cracking. September 14th coming up. And big player in the 122-pound division, Junto Nakatani just moved up to 122, and he is officially the number one contender at 122 right now in the WBA. So real interesting right there, man. Junto, he's been a guy that they've been naming for us him and Nawa anyway to fight each other, and they've been building that as a big fight for Japan, and with him having his number one ranking is real interesting. I wonder, of course, Ramon Cardenita right there. He's number two. It was rumored that they was going to have Junto and Cardenita's fight on the December card that Turkey's putting together for us now. When anyway fighting guy Alan Picasso, that he's the PBC fighter. He just fought recent on that Tim Zoo and Fundora card on the prelims. Now when anyway with that it's a Japan versus the world card in December, and they were rumoring Junto Nakatani to fight Ramon Cardenitez, and Cardenitez is the guy that just fought Nawa anyway, and Nawa anyway ended up stopping him, but he did knock Nawa anyway down in that fight, where it was a good ass fight, that Nawa anyway had in Vegas this year. So definitely pay close attention to that with Junto Nakatani becoming the number one contender at 122 in the WBA. And you see guys like Luis Nery. I know he has a fight coming up. He's at number 7. Sam Goodman at 9. He just lost to Nick Ball in recent time. You see Marlon Tapalis, whatever the hell is their name. I know it's fucked his name, but he's been in camp with Nawa anyway for the fight with MJ. So he's number 10 in the WBA at 122. So just a little bit more context right there with those guys at that division, and we definitely gonna stay close to it with Junto Nakatani, with him being number one contender for now anyway in the WBA, man. It's very interesting factor right there. And just moving up to 126, of course, Nick Ball, he's the champion in the WBA at 126. Mirko Coelho is the interim champion. They got Brandon Figueroa, he's number 1 at 126 right now. He's the number 1 contender. And Elijah Pierce, I mentioned him earlier in the resume game. He moved up to number 2. He was number 4, I believe, this past month. But now you got Elijah Pierce at number 2 now. You know what I'm saying? So he's moving up in the rankings, man, and definitely glad to see that for Elijah Pierce. Salute to Jag Queen Boxing. If y'all ain't catch it, Jag Queen Boxing has an interview with Elijah Pierce that's an amazing interview. So make sure, so y'all go to her channel and check that out for sure. And Joet Gonzalez, he just lost to Brandon Figueroa. He's number 9. You know what I mean, in the rankings right there. So just some notable names right there for 126 for the WBA. Brandon Figueroa, the number 1 contender now. You know what I'm saying? With more so Marco Coelho because he's the interim champion. But Brandon Figueroa is number 1 and Elijah Pierce, number 2. Notable guys at 126 for the WBA. And moving on to 130, of course, Lamont Roach. He's the world champion for the 130-pound division in the WBA. James Dickens is, the interim champion. Raymond Ford, a notable name. He's number 4. He was at number 4 last month, and they didn't move him up, so they kept him on the standstill. Another key name that did move up in the rankings is Josh Padley. Josh Padley is at number 6. Josh Padley is the guy that fought Shakur Stevenson earlier this year. So he's number 6. He's moved down from 135 to 130. So now they having him campaign at 130 now. So they have him number 6 in the world rankings. So they're moving him up in the rankings. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Henry LeBron, of course, they have him at 7. He's a notable name up there in the 130-pound division. So those are some of the guys right there. Susumi, he's number 3. He's another notable name. And of course, with Lamont Roach right now, he's in negotiations to fight Gabriel Flores Jr. right now. So that may be the fight that'll be at 135. So interesting factor to see what the WBA going to do with Lamont for us, his title situation with him, fighting at 135, campaigning there and not, defending his strap at 130. So real interesting factor as far as that, just to add in a little bit of context right there with Lamont Roach at 130. And moving forward to 135, of course, Tank Davis, he's the champion at 135. You got Francisco Fonseca, he's the WBA gold champion, so he has one of the regional titles. The number 1 contender is Floyd Schofield Jr. He's the number 1 contender, and he's just coming off his win versus Tevin Farmer. Now, Floyd Schofield right now, he's in negotiations to fight Raymond Muratalla, the IBF champion at 135. So And that fight may be on November 8th on the Virgil Ortiz versus Harrison Lubin card. So you got that right there where it may single him out as far as the WBA, him going after the IBF title with Raymond Maritala and Lucas Body. He just fought this past week. That was a title eliminator fight that Lucas Body just had, and he won. So they moved him up to number 2, and you got Andy Cruz at 3. Interesting with him being a matchroom fighter, being at number 3 in the WBA. Jose Valenzuela, he moved back down from 140 to 135. They have him at number 6. Albert Bell, just coming off his win with Keith Hunter this past Saturday in Toledo. Salute to my brother Albert Bell, Ohio Runs Boxing shit. He just came off his win. They moved him into number 10 in the WBA at 135 right there. And then you got another notable name, Javier Herrera. Of course, I mentioned earlier with him, he's about to fight Ricardo Nunez in a WBC title eliminator, possibly October 25th in London, possibly on the Parker and Worley card. That with that fight being negotiated right now, you have that in play. He's number 13 with Gabriel Flores right there that I mentioned for Lamont Roach. He's number 14. So you got all of that in play right there for 135 division right there. And I'm gonna move forward to the 140-pound division right here. Of course, Gary Anton Russell, he's the world champion here. And of course, Andy Hiroka, he's the number 1 contender. And of course, it's been talks about these guys lining it up, fighting next. Haven't really been any recent news pertaining to that fight in particular, but we know Gary Anton Russell's supposed to fight in this fourth quarter, for PBC for sure. So hopefully it lands, possibly in December. I probably would say if PBC's putting on something in November or December, you can see probably Gary possibly land on one of those 2 cards in November or December. Most likely December, the way the shit kind of looking at a little bit. But interesting to see if Andy Hiroka will be the guy that he fights. We know Gary Anton Russell in recent time has voiced that he wants to unify up. Of course, Sabril Matias right now, he's in a purse bid situation with Dalton Smith. That's going to be happening tomorrow. And Richardson Hitchens, he's free as a bird. He ain't got shit going on. Teofimo Lopez is making progress in negotiations in a fight with Shakur Stevenson right now. So, Gary Anton Russell, I wouldn't even waste my time trying to, fight Africa because Africa ain't on shit a little bit. It seemed a little bit, me personally. It would be a great fight. We would love to see it. We want to see these guys at 140 unify, but it look like Africa's not fishing for a fight with Gary Anton Russell right now. And it looked like Andy Hiroka would be the best, best guy. But then you got guys like Oscar Duarte. He just coming off the win with Kenneth Sims. They moved him up to 3. He was at 4, and they moved him up to 3. And you got Alberto Puello, of course. He's kind of waiting a little bit with Sabril Matias and Dr. Smith with that situation with the WBC at 140. So he's kind of waiting right now. He's at number 4. Kenneth Sims is at 5. Sandor Martin, he's at 6. Jermaine Ortiz, he just won last week. He's at 9 right there. You got, Israel Mercado at 11. So you got guys right there at the 140-pound division. And it'd be interesting to see, who Gary Anton Russell, who his fight next would be. And I'm most likely thinking it looked like it would be Andy Hiroka, if anybody. And Andy Hiroka, definitely been, the number 1 guy, and definitely, I would love to see that fight. It'd be a good ass fight for sure with, Gary Anton Russell and Andy Hiroka for sure in particular. And going up to 147, of course, Rolly. Rolly's the 147-pound division champion, with Boots moving up to 154, and Rolly coming off that interim title win over Ryan Garcia. So he's the full champion now that in the WBA. Of course, Mario Barnes has the WBC. The IBF is vacant right now, which you got Donovan. They're about Donovan, and I can't think of his damn name right now. There's so many names. They about to fight for the IBF vacant title, and you got, of course, Brian Norman Jr. He's about to fight November 22nd versus Devin Haney. Shakram Giasov, he's a matchroom fighter. He's number 1 in the WBA. And then you got Amanda Stenionis. He's number 2. They moved him up to number 2. He was a little bit behind after the loss to Boots after that fight. And Amanda Stenionis, he has a fight coming up in Lithuania, so he has a hometown fight coming up. So he's staying active. You got Ryan Garcia at 4. Ron Coelho, he's at 3. Conor Ben is at 5, even though Conor Ben, he's fighting at 160 versus Chris Eubank Jr. coming up in November. You know what I'm saying? So you got that going on. Jack Catterall, he has a fight with Ikal Usman right there. Jack Catterall's number 6. Usman's number 9. They're going to be fighting on the Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben rematch card in November. You got that right there. Um, Other but notable names, I'm trying to look at it a little bit. Gabriel Mastre, I know he has a fight coming up. He's at number 8. Pat McCormick, I know he has a fight coming up on the zone. He's at number 7. So, I mean, with Rolly right now, like I mentioned earlier, Rolly's name is being mentioned to possibly fight Pacquiao in December. And, Pacquiao, even though Pacquiao, he's number 1 in the WBC right now, um, to fight for Barrios again. But it was a little different from Pacquiao's team. They were mentioning after that fight a little bit that they wasn't really interested in fighting Barrios in the rematch for real, and that they wanted to fight Floyd or Tank or Rolly. And Rolly, he was welcoming on the fight with Pacquiao, so it looked like that fight may come full circle with Pacquiao getting another title shot fighting Rolly Romero. So and Giasov, you know, Rolly's not going to fight no Giasov. The WBA, they're not mandating it. They were close to they were about to mandate it with Giasov and Boots, and Boots moved up to 154. So that shit is off the table right there as far as that situation for Giasov. So Giasov is kind of like out on the loop right now, going to probably have to fight one of these other contenders. Right now because Rolly is definitely looking forward to a fight with Pacquiao possibly for sure. And it's a big money fight. His first title defense at 147 versus Pacquiao, and it'll be a decent fight for Rolly to go ahead and try to add Pacquiao on his resume. Even though I ain't crazy about the fight, like I mentioned earlier in the show, but it is what it is though. But we can go ahead and move forward to 154 right here. You got 154-pound division in the WBA right here. Of course, Bud Crawford, he's the WBA champion right now, but WBA has already mentioned that they will strip him soon as he hit the ring versus Canelo September 13th. So Bud Crawford will not be the champion in the WBA at 154 once he hits the ring versus Canelo. And of course, last week you had Abbas Baru. Abbas Baru, he fought Eunice Telez, and he beat him in the interim. He beat him for the interim title last week. So you got a Baz Baru right here as the interim champion. And right now they've been talking about a Baz Baru, the WBA ordering a Baz Baru to fight Jamel Charlo. And that's on the table possibly for a Baz Baru in his next fight, having to defend that title, becoming full champion after WBA strips Bud after the Canelo fight, and Baz Baru becoming full champion and possibly defending it against Jamel Charlo on the comeback. So you got that on the horizon. Of course, Boots Ennis, he's number 1. The recent time he was number 2, so they moved him up to number 1. Of course, he's about to fight Usman Lima, that's number 9 in the WBA. They're about to fight October 11th in Philly. That's going to be a WBA title eliminator in that fight. And shout out to my brother L Dub. He mentioned that fight possibly don't be surprised with Bud getting stripped and Baz Baru becoming full champion. That Boots versus Usman Lima fight will become an interim champion fight. So don't be surprised if that happens between Boots and Lima. And you got guys like, of course, Jesus Ramos. Of course, he's about to fight. Um, Jesus Ramos is about to fight Shane Mosley Jr. at 160 for the WBC interim title. October 25th on the Fundora Thurman card, so he's busy. Eunice Celeste, he just lost, so he ain't got shit going on right now. Isaac Lucero, he's about to fight on that Fundora Thurman card versus Tony Harrison, so he's number 7. Israel Madrimov, coming off an injury, nothing really news on him for real in particular. He's number 8. Um, and those are some of the notable names right there for the 154 division. Boost Ennis, number 1, like I said, about to fight Usman Lima. That's a WBA title eliminator. Could put him in position to where you get, the winner of, if it does happen, just hypothetically, if a Baz Baru does fight Jamel Charlo and the WBA order that fight, it make the winner of that fight possibly versus the winner with Boost and Lima right there. So real interesting factor in the 154-pound division. Is a very deep division right here for sure. I've been very excited about this division, man. There's a lot of smoke up there, man, and definitely want to see Boost get in the middle of that smoke for sure. Yeah, I mean, and salute to 2 Cents Boxing in the building, man. Salute, sister. You already know the vibes. Salute, and make sure y'all subscribe to my sister 2 Cents Boxing, man. Okay, so we're gonna move forward to the 160 division right here. You got the 160-pound division right here with Eris Landy Lara as the champion. No, he hasn't fought since he fought Danny Garcia. I want to say that was last year. So he's just been chilling for real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people believe like he may retire possibly. So you got Eris Landy Lara as the champion. Yuli Hernandez, he enters as number 1 contender now in the WBA, which is very interesting. PBC fighter. They're recently in camp working with Canelo. I know PBC been trying to brew up a fight for him coming up next too. So he's the number 1 contender officially at 160 for the WBA right there. And I'm a big fan of Yuli Hernandez, man. And of course, he's a Cuban fighter. Erislandy Law, you know what I'm saying? Cuban. I don't know if PBC gonna put that play together right there, but it's real interesting that they have put that play together, and it's interesting that the WBA will order that. I mean, because right now Erislandy Lara hasn't been no news on him in recent time, man. So it's like, bro, like put the fight on. Fuck it, let's see it. Lara, he a champion. He need to do. We need to see him active. Yuli Hernandez, he want to eat. We want to see him in action right there. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get that fight, man, with something with Erislandy Lara and Yuli Hernandez, man. I don't believe they want to put him in that type of danger, man, because Yuli Hernandez, that boy is dangerous. He is dangerous. Salute to my brother Omega Red in the building, brother. Salute to you, bro. And you see Shane Mosley right there. He's number 2. He's number 2. Of course, I mentioned it with him. He's about to fight Jesus Ramos October 25th on the Fundora Thurman card. You got Amo Williams. He's number 4. He's just coming off a win in recent time. Chris Eubank Jr., number 5, right there. About to fight Conor Ben in November. Denzel Bentley. He has a fight coming up. Eric Priest, the guy that I mentioned earlier, for us, at 160. He's going to be fighting on the Virgil versus Lubin card November 8th, right there. Herbert Constaciao, he's a decent name. Aaron McKenna, he just called out Janet back in recent time, right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised. Janet Beck maybe look at fighting Aaron McKenna next because Adama has been totally ducking the smoke with Janet Beck to unify up at 160. Adama's right now, he looking like he gonna end up moving up to 168 and try to catch one of those main players at 168 for the PBC. So you got that right there in play right there. So some of the little action right there with the WBA with the 160-pound division right there. And let's move up to the 168. So you got 168 right here. Canelo, of course, he's the champion. Of course, he's undisputed. Jose Resendez, he's the interim champion for the WBA. He just beat Caleb Plant. No, Caleb Plant was the interim champion beforehand. And he just beat him, man. Caleb Plant. Allegedly, he has a rematch clause. Haven't really heard any news for us that fight in particular. If if that fight is going to happen for us the rematch, but that would be the most likely fight to happen next. But for Resendez, maybe is Clint, or if they was to say fuck Clint and give Jamal that shot. You see Jamal Charlo, he's at number two. He's at number two. Lester Martinez, he's at number three. Lester Martinez is about to fight Christian and Billy coming up September 13th on the Canelo and Bud undercard. So, and I think that ain't even the co-main. Correct. Fernando Vargas and Colin Washer is the co-main, that's fucking ass. They should have had Christian and Billy and Lester Martinez be the co-main. That's a better fight than Fernando Vargas Jr. and Colin Washer, in my opinion. But Colin Washer, he's a Dana White fighter. So of course that's why they made that play like that. So of course you got Lester Martinez. Of course he's about to fight. Jamar Charlo announced on his IG a few days ago that he definitely ready to fight again, and they got Jamar Charlo on the PVC list of fighters fighting in the fourth quarter. So interesting to see what they do with Jamar Charlo if they do decide to give him Resendez or whatsoever, or Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames is looking up to move up to 168. I'd love to see Carlos Adames versus Jamal Charlo. That'd be a good ass fight as well too. I mean, and Hamza Shiraz, he's at number four. Of course, Hamza Shiraz, he's looking to make his mark on possibly sneaking in on the winner of this fight between Canelo and Bud Crawford. Of course, Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's voiced his opinion that he wants Hamza Shiraz to fight Canelo after Bud. So you got that in play. Y'all better read the room with that a little bit, just in deep context. Darius Foljam, he's at number six. He's a key player at 168 right there a little bit, making his name a little bit known. Diego Pacheco is at number nine. You got Edgar Berlanga at 10. So those are some of the main players right there at 168 for the new rankings in the WBA. And then moving on to 175, you got 175 right here. Dimitri Bivol, he's the champion. Of course, right now, he's I guess the who was it? The WBO they granted his injury exception for the fight with Michael Eifert. So Michael Eifert's going to fight another guy for the interim title in due time. And of course, my boy Elder, man, he mentioned this shit earlier today, man, on Twitter, man, mentioned about all these damn different champions, man, for the light heavyweight division, man, which is this nasty work right here, man. You got, Dimitri Bivol, he's the super champion since he's undisputed. Well, he's not undisputed, he's unified. So, once you become unified, remember this, y'all. When you're a unified champion, the WBA, they make you the super champion. So you only become super champion unless you're unified. Think about that in context right there. So Dimitri Bivol, he's the WBA super champion because he's unified up at 175. David Benavidez is the full world champion, technically. And then you got a WBA interim champion, Albert Ramirez. Then you got Felix Stern with the regional title in the WBA. And of course, David Benavidez, he's the WBC champion. Dmitry Bivol, he has the IBF, and he holds the WBO. Artur Beterbiev is number one in the WBA. Artur Beterbiev is about to fight Dion Nicholson, which is Dion Nicholson is number 8 in the WBA right there, November 22nd on the David Benavidez and Anthony Yardy card. So you got that in play right there with that fight. David Morrell Jr., he's rumored to fight, what's his name? Colin Smith coming up. You know what I'm saying? Colin Smith. Of course, Colin Smith in recent time, and he done dug David Benavidez. He's the WBO interim champion. So he's trying to fight David Morrell Jr. now. And of course, Anthony Yardy, he's about to fight David Benavidez. He's number 3. Daniel Lapin, he's a guy that's becoming a significant name at 175. Right there, you got Lyndon Arthur at 9, Naji Lopez at 10. Originally, before Beterbiev was going to fight Dion Nicholson, he was going to fight Naji Lopez. But now Viterbi is fighting Nicholson now, November 22nd, and Naji Lopez, he has a fight coming up September 27th on ProBox TV later this month. So he's going to be back at action September 27th on ProBox TV. You got Ben Whitaker, he's at 11. No, not too much news on Ben Whitaker in recent time, and for real. Hopefully, he got something coming up soon for sure. So those are some of the main player, names, significant names at 175 for us, the WBA. And we'll move on to the next one right here, which is we're going to go the cruiserweight. So cruiserweight, of course, Zerdo. Zerdo's the WBA super champion. He also holds the the WBO title. Bottle Jack holds the WBC title at cruiserweight, and Ja Opatai he has the IBF. Ja Opatai he has a purse bid tomorrow, coming up in a mandatory fight that he has going on in the IBF. So you got that situation right there. Ja Opatai, he's locked in a little bit in the situation. Bottle Jack, he's about to rematch the guy that he last fought. So you got Bottle Jack, he's busy. Zerdo, he just fought in recent time on that Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. card. He's out due to injury right now, so he's going to be out for a while. He probably won't come back till top of 2026. So you got those guys. A lot of the champions busy right now. The Dirt Dirticos, he just fought Zerdo. He's at 6. No, Christian William Smith, he's at 9. No, he's been, building and stuff and everything for sure. He's a definitely significant name. Jake Paul at 14. He's still at 14. He entered the rankings last month at 14 in the WBA at cruiserweight, and he's still at 14. So of course we already know what he got going on coming up November 15th, and that's just to add a little context to the WBA at the cruiserweight division right here. And the heavyweight division. Right here, of course, Alexander Usyk. He's the WBA super champion with him being undisputed. You got Pulev. Pulev, he's the full world champion right now. And of course, no, he's been rumored to fight Michael Hunter, which is Michael Hunter's number 2. Michael Hunter, Turkey was trying to pull Michael Hunter to fight Big Baby Miller, which is Big Baby Miller's number 6 in the WBA right here. And no, daggone Don King, man, he put that cease and desist on Turkey, man, and they took that boy Michael Hunter quick off that card for that Canelo and Bud undercard. And Michael Hunter and Pulev, they're supposed to be fighting in October. They said October 4th. That's the rumored date for Pulev and Hunter as far as that fight. And Don King, man, I told you he ain't about to let go of no heavyweight fight, especially if he got a title involved in the situation. He won the purse bid for that fight, so he wasn't letting go of that fight in particular. And Hunter, he signed on to Don King, so he didn't have no choice but to fight Pulev for real. I think Turkey. He was looking at Michael Hunter was looking at that money, and Turkey was like, "Shit, I got this bag for you." You know what I'm saying? The platform, Netflix and shit. And Hunter jumped on it, but didn't think about the situation fully with Don King. So that's what happened with that in particular right there. So you got that right there. Moses Atuma, he's number 1 in the WBA. He's number 1 in the WBO as well too. Fabio Joseph Parker's the WBO interim champion, and of course, in recent time that we talked about, Parker and Usyk being ordered from the WBO right now, and right now, of course, Usyk, WBO, they're requesting his medical update and shit for Usyk right now because we seen the video in recent time with Usyk doing his dirty dancing and shit, talk about his back hurt, but you out here dancing and shit like you out here get you know what I'm saying. You're shaking your tail feather out this motherfucker, man. So right now, man, like I said earlier, I believe Usyk is going to probably vacate, or the WBO they're going to end up stripping him to where now you got full circle with Fabio Worley. He's the interim champion for the WBA. You got Worley with him being the interim champion in the WBA, and then you got Parker being the interim champion in the WBO. Parker may become full champion with WBO possibly stripping Usyk or Usyk possibly vacating. And no, you got them in negotiations right now. Fabio Worley versus Joseph Parker in negotiations for October 25th in London on Queensberry on the Zone. And that'll probably be like a little unification fight with Fabio Worley having the interim belt right here. So you got that in play right here. Moses Atuma. I'm thinking the next op for Moses. Me personally, with him being number one in the WBO, and you got guys like Philip Herkovic being number two, and they both just fought on the same card in recent timing. I feel like that's the perfect fight next for Moses Atoma is versus Philip Herkovic. And that's a fight that, Herkovic can probably test him a little bit and give him some more rounds. So that's the play right there, I think, next for Moses Atuma, in my personal opinion. I know me and my boy Eldo, we done talked about that as well, too. So definitely, look forward to that possibly for Moses Atuma in a fight with Herkovic. Or maybe Martin Bacoli. Martin Bacoli ain't got shit going on. You see him number four. Linear Pero. He's number three. He's a matchroom heavyweight fighter that Eddie Hearn's been building up, and I know people's been talking about his name, mentioning his name with Moses Atuma as well. And Eddie Hearn mentioned in the interview in recent time that he don't think that he's ready for Moses yet. He's maybe a couple years away. So, but Piro, he's moving up in the rankings though for sure. And I heard that he's going to be on the upcoming card. I forgot what card it was in particular. I want to say I know he's going to be coming up soon. I want to say I can't think of the date of the card. Damn, I'll bring it up when I find it out though, because I definitely mentioned Puro coming back soon. So Big Baby Miller, he's out on the loop right now. Of course, didn't get the Jared Anderson fight, didn't get the Michael Hunter fight, so he's out on the loop. He's number six. You got David Allen, he's a matchroom fighter. He's number eight. Um, and Justice Huey, just coming off a loss to Fabio Worley, knockout loss. He's number 13 right there. So that's a little bit of the landscape for us, the guys in the heavyweight division right there. And like I said, mentioning right now, man, like Usyk, he's a guy that's possibly going to end up getting stripped from the WBO, or he possibly vacates to where like that puts that fight in play for Parker and Fabio Worley right now, looking like that fight would be next and happen in October 25th. That's been rumored right now for sure, man. So definitely interested updates on the WBA right there. All of these divisions. A lot of action going on. We got a lot of fights coming up, man, which is I'm very excited about. Of course, this week Pro Box TV got a card Friday, and we got some more fights Saturday as well. Of course, the main fight, Canelo and Bud coming up in a couple of weeks, man, September 13th. You know what I mean? So, so the calendar for September is starting to get busy, getting back active a little bit with some fights. I know Oscar Valdez, he's fighting Saturday. He's fighting this Saturday in Mexico on ESPN Plus. So we got some action, man, coming up, man, and I'm just excited to see what we got coming up for sure, man. Definitely, that's why I just say everybody's got to make sure y'all tap in with these rankings, because you will see how shit moves with some of these fights and stuff, and how these promotional companies are moving with some of these fighters within the rankings, man, and how these fights are being made within these rankings and everything, man. Just gotta stay close to this shit and put two and two together, man, and read the room, man, for sure, man. So salute to everybody, man. This was an amazing show, man, today. Definitely dope talking boxing with my boxing family today, man. Enjoy the holiday, man. Y'all have a blessed week. Y'all already know the vibes. We'll be back live Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sorry but not sorry, Boxing Talk Wednesdays, man. We're gonna have a dope ass show. We're gonna cover the hottest topics. You know what I mean? And of course, we're gonna go over a little bit in depth, a little bit with the Pro Box TV card coming up Friday. You know what I mean? So, and then like I mentioned, Oscar Valdez, he's fighting Saturday. So we got some fights coming up, and we're gonna stay close and updated and keep this content rolling. My brother Scooter Davis fighting Friday, man. So I'm excited to see my dog back in the ring versus Leandro Medina. You know what I mean? So excited, and we gonna get it popping. Y'all watch this on the playback, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed, man. We definitely working, man. And y'all already know the vibes, man. The cook up has been real.
All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, seem basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it.